There you go.
Hello, everybody. I
And
hope you all
welcome to hell, where I absolutely
welcome.
hate everyone, especially
Oh, I
young
don't
people.
know.
God,
I
I
think
hate
it's
young people.
look. At some point, you have to just laugh at the realities of clown world. You know what I mean? Like it's.
Yeah, but Clown World is made clown by young people who are dumb as holy hell.
Oh, don't you cannot put all this evil on Zoomers.
Yes, I
You can
can.
put
I
no.
absolutely
You should
can,
put
and I
a whole
will.
lot of it, if not the disproportionate amount of it, on women instead. But
I don't like
hello,
the way you're trying
everybody.
to outbaste
Again.
me.
Bruh. Hi again. Hope you all are having a wonderful election midterm season because it's been a wild ride. We're not quite over yet, but we thought about streaming yesterday, but everyone was streaming, obviously. We thought we'd wait and just do our normal time, more or less. I'm still obviously traveling, so I'm in the US. A
Yeah.
little bit getting used to it still. I had to buy a new microphone because I left my wire, as I said last week. But hey,
You
things
bought a
are
new
coming
mic or
together.
just a wire?
No, I just bought a cheap blue snowball.
Oh, okay.
I'm not gonna replace the $300 Rode that's sitting in my bag useless. But
I was gonna say,
yeah,
what in the hell are you
no,
doing?
no, I got a little like
There's new
$30
names in the chat
blue
that I don't
snowball.
recognize.
Hello, people.
Yes, greetings,
Yep, we're gonna.
people who potentially are new.
If you're new here, yeah, we
Hello.
cover. Hello, every week we cover the insanity that is global politics. And
Fucking hell,
to
Jesus
start out,
Christ, now it's a shit show.
yes, uh, I thought that to start out the night before we get into some of the results,
Yeah,
because
super
the
chat, by
results
the
have
way.
come in. Yes, I will get to that in a moment.
Oh god, there's more
Because the
results
results
came
have
in?
come in. The results have come in for a lot of obviously the elections, but I do want to talk about a very interesting pattern that happened before the elections and now leading into it. No, look, Art Party, I only called it a cheap snowball because I have a $300 Rode that is unusable in my bag, just comparatively. But yes, better than the laptop mic. And Zion for $10. Thank you for helping me afford the cheap blue snowball, but thank you. For 10 says DeSantis is not to be trusted. He's
Agreed.
been part of the system for years and only got what he has now from Trump. I know, I'm pretty sure Spoon agrees with you, yes.
Yeah. I
He's
mean,
a part of the system.
he does all the right things, but the fact that he went behind Trump's back and started raising money with the old GOP dudes, I'm like, I don't trust you for shit.
Yeah, I understand where you're coming from with that. He's part of the system. We need someone outside the system to take
Yeah.
a hammer to it. I do agree with that. I don't dislike DeSantis, but I don't trust him.
Yeah.
That is part of the problem. And Ornu for 20, thank you so much, man. Says greetings, readers of documents and speakers of the gamer words. Unrelated question: when did race and ethnicity get flipped? When I was young, we had 3 ethnicities that I cannot speak. Race was everything else. Uh, yeah, but they've changed. I mean, the definitions of words, particularly from the left, has been an ongoing kind of behavior. Also, yes, Blackcraft says you're a little quiet, Spoon, and I agree. I
Yeah.
also noticed
Oh,
you're a little
there we
quiet.
go. That was
All
a little
right.
bit better now.
I thought though we would thank you guys, and yeah,
Yes.
they always are kind of changing the definition of words. That's sort of their wheelhouse.
Yes, because they're kind of gay.
Speaking of changing the definitions of words, and more specifically, kind of gay, I thought we'd start with this Robert Reich article from a couple days ago.
I like the way that they're still running with the same bloody theme,
Right. So here's something
which
that
is rather
I
funny.
started to notice is a couple days right before the election, there was a slew of articles that started coming out, and all of them said essentially the same thing: is that if you don't vote for Democrats, democracy is over. It will be World War III, and the Republicans, who are all actually secret Nazis, will take over and put you all in camps. They do this every election, by the way. But it's
Yeah,
so
it's
curious
fucking
how
boring now.
coordinated. And I want to show you exactly, guys, how coordinated it is because I have a whole bunch of articles that I think we won't read them all in detail because it becomes quite redundant at some point. You know what I mean? But I think it should illustrate and fully evidence that there is a pattern here, and that I mean, I can understand when we look at the results of this election why some people, when all they hear and see are these fear mongering articles, would be motivated to vote for more of the same, even when the economy is in the toilet, even when crime is skyrocketing, even when there's issues with immigration. It, why they would still be motivated out of fear, out of mortality salience and terror management to want to vote for Democrats who are, even despite all, everything that we've been through over the last couple of years, especially the last two, which is, all of the drag queen story hours, and actually the state has more rights to control and parent your children than actual parents do, and yet we see so many Democrat victories despite all of that, and despite the polling being so indicative to the contrary. Now,
Stephen Moore it was on Salty's one, and I looked it up. Despite the fact that 75% of the country said that it's on the wrong tracks, you didn't have a single Senate or governor flip. Every incumbent won. How the fuck does that happen? That's insane. Like, this is the thing as well. And he said this is the strangest election cycle that I've ever seen.
It's bizarre. It is bizarre.
Yeah, and if you look at the polls, every single media pundit were losing their freaking minds. We're saying like, holy shit, it's going to be a wipeout. And then this happens. And like,
then this happens.
It's like, you don't think this is kind of weird?
Well,
just
I think bit. Let's ignore
fortification aside.
Let's put fortification aside, because there is some evidence. There's some evidence for that. We'll talk about fortification a little later. But I do think that they actually have managed to scare people so badly that they are willing to do things like vote for a man who actually has brain damage, just because they're so afraid, because it's been repeated so many times.
And we don't mean Biden in 2020.
Republican, right. That if you vote for a Republican, they're going to put you into a death camp because of XYZ reasons. I mean, and I have no idea. Like, well, look, the SCOTUS stuff. We did predict this back when the SCOTUS decision came down on Roe v. Wade. Yeah, that was probably bad timing on that because it was too close.
To the death camp thing. My reply would be, and if you vote Democrat, they will turn the country into the death camp.
Well, I mean, they did actually build camps in Australia, and the Dems were the party of lockdown, and
that's
I'm
not
sure
they
were very.
It's a fucking country that uses dumb convicts.
I'm sure they were very approving, and generally speaking, from what I did see, were approving of the excessive and insane lockdowns in Australia, but. Whatever. So
have you noticed the world has gone absolutely fucking chaotic in the last 3 years? It's like, Jesus Christ, humanity has gone off the fucking rails.
It does feel that way, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Right?
Like, if you, like, I can understand why somebody would watch me just because I point out the stupid crap and like, Jesus fucking Christ, I just need someone else to just help me confirm that I'm not insane.
Oh, yeah, it is nice to just... Yeah, that's why I like talking to you, man. It's like, oh, good.
Also, thank you for people in the comment section who actually say that as well. It does actually help my sanity to know that I can yell into the ether and there's other people who also think I'm not nuts. Thank you for that. That is genuinely helpful.
You know who is nuts, though?
Robert Reich.
Robert Reich.
Yeah, he's
let's read this article. Republican ascendancy is always a possibility with U.S. elections, but the perils this time are more extreme than ever. Are they, Robert?
Yes.
Coming the home stretch before the 2022 midterm elections, I feel different than I felt in days before every election I've witnessed or participated in over the last 3 quarters.
Can I please say the F word?
This one, fantastic.
This is why at least once a week I want to start streaming. At least like Aiden, you don't need to join me, but I kind of at least once a week I just want to stream where I can say the F word to describe. Yes, just to describe everyone that I fucking read on a daily basis, because the F word describes so many people because they're just
I know. In elections before this one, I've worried about Republicans taking over and implementing their policy preferences against political rights in the dark days of Senator Joe McCarthy's communist witch hunt in the early 1950s.
You mean the ones that became the fucking professors?
Right, yeah, against civil rights in the late 50s and early 1960s, against Medicare in the mid-60s, for smaller government in the 70s, for tax cuts for the rich in the 80s.
Because bigger government has really been so helpful the last
bigger government's been going great. It's been going great, hasn't it?
Midget.
For a balanced budget, you mean more spending. You mean more spending in the 90s. Against universal health care, against people's...
You fucking retards blow the budget up more than any other fucking party, and then you say, "Oh, we're the party of fiscal conservatism."
Right.
Actually, like
against LGBTQI. You missed some letters, by the way, in that, Robert. You got to get with the program.
To be fair, he's small; he can't see them.
I know, that's true. He can't. It's hard for him to reach the table to just type.
He's the only person that needs a help to get up on a bar stool.
He does.
He's
He needs it.
4'11", by the way, legitimately.
Yes, if people don't know, he is 4'11". Today, I'm not particularly worried about Republicans' policy preferences. Today, I'm worried about the survival of our democracy. You know what? Today of all days would be the day for me to have a bell to ring. Anytime someone uses the word democracy, what they really mean is Democrat political hegemony.
If
Let's be real.
I would die a happy person if I never have to hear the phrase democracy ever again. Like Sargon said this in a video, said, I've seen this word so much now, it's beginning to piss me off. Like, yes, thank you. Every fucking day up to this election, I would read our democracy, like, oh my fucking
What do you mean?
God, this is
Okay,
gonna drive me
democracy
insane.
is just a system of government. What they mean when they say democracy is the Democratic Party
Oligarchical
in the
rule.
United States having total rule and control.
Yeah, it's totalitarian slow version.
Socially, culturally, politically.
Yeah.
That is what the word democracy means to them.
Our
and I'm
democracy.
I'm going to show you guys that it is what they mean because they all but say it, as we'll see here. I'm worried that a majority of Republican candidates are telling voters without any basis in fact that the 2020 election was stolen from Donald Trump. Okay.
Okay.
We're not allowed to say
Hold
anything
on a
about
second.
that. Yeah.
Why do they do that?
Why do they tell people that?
No. Why do they specifically say there's no evidence? Every freaking time I say this, I see this. It's always
they have
always
to,
like this.
They have to reaffirm that.
There was no basis. There was without evidence. Like,
well, I mean, you could
there was plenty
look
of
at the
evidence.
Time article.
You fucking morons don't listen to the evidence.
Right, you could look to the Time article about the fortification, of course, but that's fine. That's
Russia for 4 fucking years.
Right.
You wasted
Yes.
$40 million
that.
of the taxpayers' money. Your FBI knew the dossier from the beginning was fraudulent.
The dossier was fraudulent.
And you wasted $40 million of fucking taxpayers'
$40 million.
And then you wonder why no one pays attention to you. You fucking
Well, remember,
tiny
it's not... Right. It's not a threat to our democracy when you say that the 2016 election was hacked and stolen by the Russians. That's not a threat to our democracy. It's a threat to our democracy, however, if you have any questions about the 2020 election. This is, again, what they mean when they say our democracy. They mean Democrat political hegemony. They do not mean 2 or 3 party systems where people vote fairly. They mean they win and maintain power. And any question of their power or that's a threat to their political hegemony and therefore a threat to democracy.
Can I point something out?
That's what they mean when they say democracy.
I want to point something because I just did this in a video like that is like 10 minutes ago, but I'm still going to point this out because it's funny. Do you not find it unusual that 2016, right? Trump is not in government. But the thing is, oh, look, the Russians helped him get elected. Okay, so when a Democrat is in office, clearly your cybersecurity is shit because a bunch of potato-peeling vodka swillers in Russia who can't fucking fight can somehow influence your election. But when Trump is in office, he's also a Putin stooge, but can purge the Russians because 2020 comes along and it's the cleanest election ever. You don't find that you would have to... weird? And makes absolutely no sense whatsoever.
Yes, it doesn't make sense because it's magical thinking. So much of what happens
is magical.
On the
thank you.
left
That's quite a compliment. Thank you.
No. Magical thinking is a phrase that it's a term that means believing in just magic and things that are contradictory that don't make any sense. It just it's child mindset. But a lot of the stuff that goes into this is magical thinking or just not thinking too hard, trying to avoid because that's how you otherwise if you think too hard about it,
responsible for inflation.
If you think too hard about something and you realize there's a contradiction, that creates cognitive dissonance, which is psychologically uncomfortable, and you wouldn't want to be psychologically uncomfortable. So instead, just pretend the contradictions don't exist. Turns out people don't really mind about being hypocrites so much as long as they can just pretend it's not happening, which is what most people do with hypocrisy. Just pretend it does make sense and ignore anything that gets in your way, which I'm sure Robert Reich does constantly.
I can't do that.
He is a machine of dissonance. No, I can't either.
I think it's because I have a penis. My penis stops me from doing a lot of things, like just doing dumb things. Like does.
Technically, Robert Reich has a penis.
That guy's like 4'11". That guy does not have a penis. That guy's a thimble.
Hasselhopper for 5 gave you some F words you can use. He says feeble-minded, finicky, fallacious, feckless, frumpy, faint-hearted, floundering, foundering. Flatulent? Yeah, most of these are accurate. What F word could Spoon be aching to say? It is,
Bah,
a question. It is the
mm,
question right there.
It used to be a type of meatball.
Right. Well, I'm
Now,
having
now,
spaghetti and
now,
meatballs for dinner.
now, apparently, it's used to describe a certain type of homosexual.
Yeah.
Does anyone remember that word did not used to mean that for like decades?
Yeah.
And I'm like, why? What? It's so annoying to me now that growing up, that word never meant homosexual in my
Well,
lifetime.
it did, but it
Really?
also meant
In
yeah.
my lifetime, like in an offensive term,
Yes.
I didn't grow up
Yes.
with the F word being a racial and
That
a slur for homosexuals. It
yes,
was just meant it just meant someone who was quite uh
but
flamboyant and
that's
very
how you were
attention
using it.
seeking.
That's how you were using it colloquially. But the meaning
Yes.
was yes, a
Yeah,
homophobic.
yeah,
Well,
yeah,
I
but
would,
that's the meaning it might be, but it was never used in the context of
yes, yeah,
describing a
that's true.
homosexual. Yeah,
That's true.
it was just, you know, it was more
Mm.
just someone who was very flamboyant. It just happened to be that gay people fit this particular type of description because they happen to be flamboyant, very attention seeking, and quite irritating. But that doesn't mean you can't be flamboyant and an annoying twat of a straight dude. Like a guy who just is like, oh man, I just need some pussy. Like that guy's a fucking twat as well.
Yeah. Well, there you go. See, twat is
Yeah.
fine. Uh,
Yeah,
but
twat.
regardless of the F word controversy,
Yeah, by the way,
uh,
Super Manadwarf is right. Is the mail-in ballot thing has absolutely become
oh yeah, we'll get to that. Yeah,
yeah.
Fox P2 for 556 says if this election was based on real people really voting, and I think it was, by the way, largely. Not in all cases, perhaps, but largely. Explain to me why I shouldn't want the worst for the rest of this stupid country, World War III now. Because people vote based on their emotions, and the Democrats have spent years and years, and it clearly still works, making people very afraid. COVID worked perfectly for that, making people terrified of their neighbors, making people terrified of Republicans and anybody slightly more conservative than Mao. And we'll get into some of these more of these articles as we go down, and we'll
Freaking hell! Did you guys
listen to what
get
just
paid
Robert Reich
today?
says. Huh?
Like, so
Yeah.
each other. You guys get paid today. I'm not complaining,
Well,
by the way.
thanks.
I'm just noticing.
Super Manadorf, yeah, for 20, thank you. It says the mail-in ballot changes for pandemic have officially lived longer than the pandemic itself.
Yeah, true.
Being a temporary government program is still the quickest route to immortality, it seems. Yeah, there is nothing more permanent than a temporary government program. Nope. And guess what? Did we see the giant Republican red wave that everyone said was going to happen? What specific state did it occur in? It was Florida.
Yeah.
What happened in Florida? Florida made changes to their election rules to to disallow mass mail-in balloting, ballots. I can't talk all of a sudden. Ballot harvesting, and to require stronger voter ID laws. So they put things in place to stop. I thought we were all supposed to care about election integrity. I know that the argument 2 years ago was we have to have these mail-in ballots because otherwise grandma will die. Well, everyone's kind of over COVID now, right? Like, I mean, all the mandates are ending. We'll tell Hochul a month and a half, 2 months ago, dropped her. She was who just won, by the way, just dropped all of her emergency powers that she had been using for 2 years. Emergency powers finally ended them. 2 full years of the emergency powers being enacted.
It says here, this is from a guy called DC Drano. Well done. Nice name. They said, Florida banned mass mailing ballots, banned ballot harvesting, requires voter ID, and Governor DeSantis created an election police force. Florida also just had historic win marches across the state of the Republicans, while Democrats somehow won close races somewhere else across during a horrific economy. Do the math. Someone pointed out there isn't a single Democrat anywhere in the political office anywhere in Florida. It's completely red.
Yeah, I'm the one who told you that.
Why do you think that is?
I think I'm the one I told you. It's in the show map. There is not a single statewide politician, elected politician left in Florida.
Yeah,
it has gone from a purple state, which it was
to
traditionally,
solid red,
to a solid hardcore red state
only. Yeah,
and it's one of the only states. And we have to talk some mad trash about the GOP for failing to over the last 2 years for all of their complaining about the fortification and the problems with
They did
2020
fucking
or the
nothing.
alleged problems with 2020, Susan. Doesn't
Yeah.
matter. For all of their whining, they didn't do a damn thing about it for 2 years. They sat on their hands, and now they're reaping the consequences. And unfortunately, it's not just them. It's all Americans are going to reap the consequences of the GOP being do-nothing losers. So sorry if I don't have, like, that's why I'm not crying too many tears for the Republicans. I'm sad for the people of America who are, look, things are going to get way worser. Way worser. They're about to get way worse. Way worser. That's a reference to something, but don't worry about it right now, because the Dems, look, I mean, have you been enjoying the last 2 years of rampant inflation, of rising crime rates, of drag queen story hours becoming mandated in every state? Now, at least it looks like some weed laws got passed of legalizing marijuana,
Colorado,
which
probably.
is a whole bunch of states legalize marijuana. But that's kind of like a pointless losing issue for the last
because that's what we need
40
right now.
years for the
being
Republicans.
numb to the stupidity of politics.
Well, that's I guess so. That's why I guess we finally got weed passed through, is people just want to be numb because this is terrible. Now maybe the shining light at the end of the tunnel is that 2 more years of it and people will start to wake up, but I'm not so sure about that. Because they'll just pull out the spare tactics again and say, well, if you have to let us keep destroying. Well, first of all, of course they say, all the inflation, that's really Trump's fault, or it's Putin's fault. And Putin controls Trump, and all the Republicans are all loyal to Putin. So really, because Putin's responsible for the inflation, then really the Republicans are responsible for the inflation. Also, the Republicans want to put you all in camps and hurt you, and even though we're the ones who locked down society and ruined your lives, but ignore that part. But you had to lock down because otherwise, it's so scary. Everyone was going to die. The Democrats are the party of fear and intimidation, and that's why. Let's get back to Robert Reich's article to illustrate this. First, before we do, real quick, thank you so much, Peter, for 20 says, thoughts about Zoomers being brainwashed by CRT, SEL. What's SEL? I should know that acronym, being the cause of this and possibly irreversible. A Democrat have these secret words that will bring them to the polls at high rates and overwhelmingly blue. I don't know if that's it. I think that, well, they do have magic words in that young people, there's that old phrase, there's an old phrase that's been attributed to, so many different people, which is that if you're not a Democrat, or if you're not a liberal when you're 20, you have no heart. And if you're not a conservative by the time you're 40, you have no head, right? I've heard that quote attributed to like 50 different people. But so young people do have this, more bleeding heart kind of attitude that is what is touted allegedly by the left, that we're the party of caring. And also we're going to still promising we're going to give you, we're going to forgive all your college loans, which, I mean, maybe not good timing on that one either, conservatives and Republicans, to block that right before the midterms. Now, you should have blocked it, trust me, but maybe you should have waited.
Social emotional learning, that is the most vagina-inducing thing I've ever heard.
Yes, yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah, social emotional learning.
That sounds gay as hell. I feel like... Ew.
Yeah. Yes. SJW classroom behavior, yes. That's certainly probably playing a role in it. The CRT stuff's a little bit more modern, although that has been implemented since the mid to late 90s. So yeah, they've been inculcated and indoctrinated into that way of thinking. I also think a lot of Zoomers in particular are quite black-pilled, judging from what they have to say. So there's maybe a part of it that they think if we just kind of capitulate and give in, then they'll stop oppressing us. They'll really finally they'll really give us the money and pay off my college debt, the $100,000 I have for my dance degree. Yeah, no, they're not. By the way, that's not going to happen. You're not going to get. You're not getting that college loan forgiveness. Okay.
A video earlier that the youth broke, like specifically under 29. From 18 and 29, they broke for the Democrats 3-1. It is the most progressive fucking generation ever cranked out of that shithole country. Congratulations, America. You dumbass conservatives. You have let the left completely occupy and drill in a new generation of voters, overwhelmingly left-leaning. This is your fault, you stupid idiots.
These kids don't even know. They have They live on their phones. So there's constant inundation with left-leaning progressive messages about,
Hey
with the
Elon,
CRT
how
stuff.
good are you at messing with people's heads via Twitter algorithm?
I don't. Well, I don't. I would rather that not happen. But
I would rather my countryman use his powers for good.
yeah, I know. But I don't. I'd rather nobody get indoctrinated. I'd like people to have their own free will to some degree. But
I am hoping to indoctrinate all of my fans into monarchists.
I think that after today and yesterday,
propagandize.
I think there's going to be more people who are starting to question if democracy works in
The
America.
answer is evidently no.
I mean, this one, like, there were already people questioning that after 2020, right? And
Yeah.
now you have, they elected a potato. I mean, sincerely,
Fetterman
a potato.
or-
Well, yes, but they've already elected one potato, but it seems to be a consistent
No, it's a bigger
potato electing
potato.
strategy. Yeah. Well, he's larger. He's a larger potato.
Yeah.
Furious Dan for 5 Canadian says, I'm tired of diversity, inclusion, and equity. It's time for liberty, fidelity, and excellence. Reject, die, embrace life. Yeah, that's cool. That's a
pretty
good,
one, actually, yeah.
good acronym. Thank you. And Minnesota Fats for 5 says, average people don't look behind the curtain, boss. I know. Simple as they believe what they're told when they're told, because why would the TV people lie? Yeah, it's cognitive miserliness. People don't have the time to really think about it. So they hear this stuff and they think, oh my God, that's terrifying. So I better do something about it. Yeah, like,
how about spuds?
like getting back to this Reich article.
Fucking hell, Jesus Christ. Everyone is really money happy today.
Guys. Yeah, Lamented Guide for 5. What? It says, I think the word that Spoon is looking for is Film Actors Guild. Oh, yeah, the Film Actors Guild. Exactly.
Yeah,
thank you. That's the word. And the Void That Bites for 10 says, what irks me the most is the Libertarian Party insists on being a spoiler party that gets Dems elected in close races instead of infiltrating and supplanting their Republicans. I understand your frustration there, and it is frustrating when you see a Republican candidate, as I believe has happened in one race, and I can't remember which one it was now, lost by like 1% or it was a little over 1%, and the Libertarians had 2.
That was the Walker race.
Was it? Oh, right.
Yeah.
Well, that's going to
runoff.
That's going to run off anyway. Yeah. So that's not necessarily. Yeah, it was the Walker. Right. That's why everyone was pissed off at the Libertarians. I've been a lifelong Libertarian. I don't generally vote for the Libertarian Party for that reason. But I still think it's probably a good, if you're going to have a democratic system, to have more than 2 parties. But as we've talked about many times in the past here, is that generally speaking, people tend to coalesce into a 2-party system. Even if you've got 50 parties, it doesn't matter. Usually 2 end up vying for power back and
like
forth.
2 or 3 heavyweights.
And that creates increasing animus and hatred back and forth as one party wins and the other party loses, and et cetera, et cetera. But the Democrats have made it clear. Thank you guys so much, by the way. The Democrats have made it clear in these articles that I wanted to look at a little bit here tonight that it's not, the Republicans are not allowed to win anymore, because if Republicans win, well, see, democracy, it's right there in the word. And I know that sounds like I'm being flippant, but that's how they think about Antifa. But that's how they think about Antifa, as Antifa, anti-fascist. They can't be totalitarian thugs because anti-fascist is right in their name. I mean, that is the level of pedantry that we're talking about in terms of how deep people think about this stuff.
Oh my God.
Supermanager for 5 says, oh, you think Fetterman is bad? I was going to bring this story up. It is for later, but yes, Supermanadorf is correct. Pennsylvania elected a literal dead man, Tony DeLuca, who died of 85 of lymphoma a month ahead of the election. Yes, that is true. I will bring it up right now since it was...
oh my God, that's serious? Is that real?
You didn't know. Here, I'll bring it up right now since
I heard it on Twitter and I was like, there's no way that's real, because there's someone like, we voted for a dead man. I thought like, oh, that's just like a Biden joke.
Well, you voted for a brain dead man, so you might as well vote for an actual dead one, I suppose, too.
Yeah, but I heard it on Twitter once, so I thought it was a joke. It was like a reference to Biden.
Forever to load. No, hang on, I don't know why this website, Fox 29, is it the website?
Like Fetterman's brain. The buffering symbol is constantly there. I can't believe it. The guy opened his speech on the debate stage by saying hello, good night.
I know. Okay. Yeah, Pennsylvania Senate representative reelected despite being dead. Democrat Anthony Tony DeLuca died on October 9th after a brief battle with lymphoma.
Oh my God.
Yeah, disease he twice beat previously. He was 85. Yeah.
There's no way that's not the guy.
Wrote. DeLuca was Pennsylvania's longest-serving state rep, according to the Pittsburgh
Of
Post-Gazette.
course it was.
While we're incredibly saddened by the loss of Rep. Tony DeLuca, we are proud to see the voters continue to show their confidence in him and his commitment to democratic values by re-electing him posthumously. A special election will follow soon.
That has to be a troll. That has to be a troll.
It's real. It's real.
No. I'm not saying it isn't
No,
real.
they.
No, but I'm saying the way it's presented, it's like it sounds like a good troll.
He's got a D next to his name.
Yeah, that
in
means
addition
deceased.
to dead. Yes, I know it's for deceased, but they would. Oh, okay, so that means he's a Democrat. So that means he's good, and we should vote for him. Yeah, you can't make this stuff up, guys. It's absolutely nuts. DRT is King for 20 says, I feel that the strategic failures of the GOP have been this way since the 16. The ground game is made by each candidate as rhinos burned down their systems behind them. Yeah, the problem made by right to destroy the actual right wing. Well, I don't know. The MAGA candidates, people are saying that there's people like Cernovich are saying, well, it's the fact everyone who Trump supported or who Trump gave the go ahead to lost, which isn't true, by the way. And Trump is a poison pill, and we need to get away from Trump. But Trump is to this day is who excites voters. Who these people still really like him. Is he super maligned by the Democrats? Yeah, but guess what? Republican isn't. None of them. They describe every single one of them as evil, literal Hitler too.
Yes.
They talk about Terry Lake that way. Yeah. They talk about Ron DeSantis that way. And Trump called, he's supported DeSantis in the past, but now that it looks like they're going to be rivals, which they shouldn't be doing right now, and is really stupid to be fighting back and forth. And I'm not happy with Trump for doing that, for doing the Ron DeSantis stuff. Like really, right now, they do it later if you're going to, but right now is not the time to do this. But
Cernovich changes positions as much as his list changes his words.
Position is the poison pill that it's being described as.
Yeah,
because I don't think people want rhinos either. That's clearly evident.
Yeah,
do nothing rhinos. Nobody wants that either. We need somebody who can stand up to the Democrats.
Yeah, the idea that you need moderate Republicans is a crock.
Whoa,
of shit.
Hang on. Your audio just cut out.
No, it didn't. It's right here.
Hello.
Yes. No, that's your audio.
Did mine cut out?
No, I mean my voice cut out for you, but I can see it's on my screen. It's still fine. So.
Okay. Oh, I don't know. Maybe it's just this. I got it. Everything is new, so probably.
By the way, I can't stand him.
Who?
Mike Cernovich.
DeSantis?
No, Mike Cernovich. He's a bitch.
Cernovich. Okay. Yeah. Gary Thomas for 5 says, "Hey y'all, I live in Georgia and we're headed to a runoff election. Yep. I just hope Sticks is right and all the libertarians will vote R just for spite. Maybe. Out of it seems that Yeah,
thank you.
Maybe they'll figure it out that hey, you kind of gotta pick one, right? Even if you don't want to.
For DeSantis, which is good.
Yeah,
I am gonna do a video on that, by the way, because it does bug me that they're having a go at each other. But I feel DeSantis, and people may disagree with me on this, but DeSantis, Trump made you. And you need to shut the fuck up and step aside and let him run for 4 more years. And then once Trump is gone and likely dead, then you can fucking go apeshit, my boy. But until then, you shut the fuck up and you're the student. And if it wasn't for the master, you wouldn't be fucking governor of Florida. Let's be real for a second.
Yeah.
So fucking kiss ring, and then you can go nuts, kid.
Right.
Yeah.
Yep. I tend to agree.
Yeah.
Let me get back to this.
I wish Trump. The thing is with this for me, Trump is not stupid. As much as people will think this is a dumb thing to do, but the thing is, when Trump does something like this, my reason is you know something that we don't, or you hear something that we don't, because Trump doesn't say shit off the cuff. He thinks, especially when he goes into a rally, and he doesn't.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking what I don't know what
he can say some really some kind of dumb off the cuff stuff when he does, but it's not normally when he's at a rally. Well, God, not compared to Biden, right? But
Biden lies fucking constantly. By the way, it is hilarious.
Yeah, I understand where you're coming from, but I just don't want them to. I don't. Right now is not the time.
I don't want them
to be fighting about this. Not
Yeah,
right now. Maybe later, but not right now.
yeah,
Yeah.
I feel like the thing, I wish I could just get those two in the room and just go like, listen here, for God's sakes, like, Trump, you need to stop making this man suck your dick. Like, yes, he's governor because of you. Now, just hang that on your head.
Again, like you said, just for 4 years, well,
Yes,
6. But DeSantis is young, and if DeSantis continues to prove himself to be the excellent governor that he has proven himself
yes,
to be so far, then when he's up in 6 years,
you can go absolutely nuts.
and if Trump does a good job, it's very rare. Usually in the U.S., it switches sides. It goes Democrat, Republican, Democrat,
Yes,
Republican.
but
But usually, also a president does. Look, things are way different now than they've been in the past. We are in
yes,
uncharted waters on all of this politically, more or less.
I think the
But
fortification is hands down the biggest fucking problem right now with America. And it's
yeah,
not even close. Like, it is
no,
by far. And this I kind of want to point this out. This is America's biggest problem going to be forward. And this is this is going to piss off so many Americans as I say this, because I know America loves their states' rights.
I
But
do.
yes, but the best way to solve this is by far with brutal, authoritative, centralized power. Because what you have to do now to get rid of this fortification crap is you have
Yeah,
to
I don't
get
know about that.
you have to get individuals in your state to overturn this shit
Uh-huh.
on an individual level. Whereas if you did it to the
Yes.
federal level, you could just go like, do what Florida did, or fuck you.
No, I totally disagree with that.
No, I'm saying like that is the easiest way to do it. Like, doing it
Well,
individual
that might be
might be
the
more.
easiest way
Yeah,
to
but
do it, Mussolini. But like, I don't, I'm not down for that. I think that's
we're a
a
monarchist.
that's a
Don't
bad
you
move.
fucking sass me with your voting shit.
No, well, look, if you're gonna have voting, then that is not.
I'm
If
not
we're going
advocating for a world government. Hasselhoff, get the fuck out of here.
no,
I don't
I
want no
totally
one world
disagree
order.
with your suggestion.
No,
But
no, I know. I'm saying that is the most effective way to do it.
to do right, yeah, I agree with El Gusto.
Yes.
I think centralized power is the problem right now. So I don't know how much more you want to centralize it.
No, centralized
Where
power
do
is
we
not the
have
fucking
the
problem.
successes? We have successes in specifically Florida because it's decentralized. Because the Republicans there in DeSantis were able to pass in changes to the voting law so that they couldn't fortify it.
No. It is because your governor of Florida had a lot of power. Just said like, "Fuck you! I'm doing this to my state."
Yeah, because he's the governor. So
Yes.
that's the point.
Yes.
So he fixed his state. But if
Yes.
you have centralized power, what they decide, then if the federal government could make all those decisions, then they would just decide, oh, you don't even need it now.
Yes,
You don't even need an ID to vote. That's guarantee permanent Democrat control forever. By
No,
that.
but that's what I'm saying, is that the easiest way to solve this would be is if you had someone like DeSantis in the government to say, this is the federal way we do elections in every state, and fuck you if you try and pull that shit.
Yeah,
Yes, yeah, exactly. There we go. Like, theoretically, that is correct. Practically, it is not, because it goes against America's idea of states' rights. However, if you are going to
states'
do this,
rights is the only thing that is protecting America right now under its current system.
yes, but
is the fact that we have states' rights.
Yes, but
from becoming a complete totalitarian shithole.
Yes, but the problem of it is you're also going to have to do this on a state-by-state basis to get the federal government to fucking behave in a way, because there's all these little centralized powers, or these little decentralized powers of every state. This determines who you have in the Senate. So in order for your federal government to behave, you are going to need to get all of these people in line, and that's going to be a fucking nightmare for you people.
Look, I understand why you're talking about centralization, because you're talking about having a monarchic system, in which case it wouldn't matter anyway. In which case the voting that would occur under that system would be for local fiefs in the first place. We've argued if
local representative,
local representatives for
I still want the absolute monarch. Fuck you.
Sure, but local representatives to represent areas of people.
I still have
states,
the biggest dick, and I will beat all of you with it if you fucking
that
defy
way
me.
people can represent their problems and present them to a monarch. So I understand where you're talking from, but we're talking about. But under this system, I wouldn't. First of all, there's no, hereditary and line that has connections to the country in that way that would make it so that that person wouldn't just leave and screw everybody over, because with a lack of accountability. So I just don't agree with. The only way you could have that kind of centralization is in a monarchic system, because if it's any kind of elected system whatsoever, then it's going to be a total lack of accountability, back and forth, nightmarish.
We should have at least one white pill on the stream.
Yep, but right.
And the one white
Wait,
pill is Nancy Pelosi is no longer Speaker of the House.
that is true. That is true. There's a couple white pills. It's not all black pills. I don't think this whole thing has been a total. I think it's a black pill for people who still think that democracy is a really, really good system of government. But that's about it.
I think it's because they think they were going to win the Senate with like 6 seats. I think that was it. We knew they were going to win the Speaker of the, or not Speaker of the House. They were going to take the House, and that's the best thing because. Basically, Biden can't do shit now. It doesn't really matter what the Senate breakup is because if they can't go through the House anyway, then the Senate doesn't really mean that much. So that is the good thing. But I'm still annoyed because it's like, hey, look, I won a Senate race, but can't really do fucking much of it. Yeah.
No, it's just going to be fairly locked, I think. Yeah, it's going to be basically stalemated.
So we're going to have...
Which means nothing's going to get done.
Yeah, but that's also to me annoying. Like, hey, look, we have 100 with like 500 people who sit there every day and do nothing for 2 fucking years and get paid. That's ridiculous.
Well, I mean, I would rather them not be able to do anything than pass through like insane...
I would rather they'd not exist.
Well, yeah, but you know what I mean. I'd rather they be... I'd rather that that at least be deadlocked than the Democrats have power to put in insane legislation.
At least Biden is going to be a dead... Wait for like another 2 years.
Yeah,
now.
he's a lame duck.
He's basically a fucking
much.
walk-in, you know.
I mean, he was a lame duck when he started, just by nature of being lame and
ducky.
Let me get back to this Robert Reich article though, because there's crazy stuff in this. So he says,
of course it's Robert Reich. Everything he says is fucking.
I know. I'm worried that the majority, this Trump part, I'm worried that if elected, many of these Republicans will make it harder to conduct elections in the future. He means have election integrity, right? The thing that DeSantis did, or allow or encourage endless audits of election results or refuse to sign off on them. Oh no, wouldn't it be terrible if you audited your election to make sure that it was free and fair and the fairest ever? Oh, heaven forbid. Well, gee, why do you have a problem with auditing election results?
Why didn't you try and push for it in 2016, by the way?
Yeah, you did. Remember when you wanted all the elections in 2016 to be audited because the Russians hacked them? I'm worried that Republicans have been spending millions to recruit partisan poll workers and watchers in the upcoming elections.
Yeah, like you fuckers don't do that.
They spent 40 million. The Democrats have in general spent 40 million, more than $40 million on these midterms across various different states.
Who made false
claims? Was 40 million or was it 40 billion? I always get the M and the B. It's crazy, insane amount of money. Just constant ads to just talk trash about the Republicans, lie basically, or obfuscate about what they stand for. They drop huge cash on it. But it's interesting and cute that you bring that up, Robert, about the poll workers stuff, right? You wouldn't want to it's only wrong if the Republicans have any poll workers, correct?
Jesus fucking Christ. Right,
this article is nuts, right? God, my internet is being.
Why do all of these people act like they behave as if the world is going to end tomorrow? There's like this really weird apocalyptic doom talk in the way that they describe anything.
Dem poll worker ejected for pre-selecting straight Dem ticket on voting machine, calling Republicans racist.
Of course they did.
Right. Hamilton County Sheriff's Office has reportedly opened an investigation into James Zhang. An Indiana election office reportedly ejected a Democrat poll worker over allegations that he had pressured poll goers against voting for certain candidates and even pre-selected Democrat candidates on a voting machine last week. The incidents took place at a polling place in Carmel, Indiana, under the Hamilton County Election Office. Hamilton County Election Administrator Beth Scheller declined to confirm the poll worker's identity in an interview with Fox News Digital, but a detailed report from the inspector at the polling location. Scheller stated that the inspector had learned of 2 separate incidents that may constitute electioneering and election interference. The poll worker, identified by Chalkboard Review Executive Director Tony Kinnett as James Zhang, now reportedly being investigated by the Hamilton County Sheriff's Office, and Scheller says she hopes to see Zhang prosecuted. Unlikely. He's on the right side of history, right? The first incident took place early on Thursday evening as a group of education activists stood outside the Carmel polling place and advocated for pro-parent school board candidates. Scheller says the worker spoke with a pair of black voters who entered the polling station and urged them not to vote for the pro-parent candidates, arguing that the activists outside were racist. The pair of voters then cast their ballots and approached the activists outside, informing them of what the poll worker had told them. this is just the one we know about these incidents because these black people went and said, "Hey, there's a crazy guy in there who told us not to vote for, for a Republican because you're racist."
That's insane.
It is. The pair of voters cast their right. Sorry. I think that's the main bit. Inspector then learned of a second incident, this one involving potential election interference. Scheller said the poll worker was assisting a voter with an electronic ballot and pressed the straight Democrat ticket option during the explanation. She said the voter was then confused how to change the selection and raised the issue with a nearby poll worker. The worker resolved the issue, allowing the voter to cast a legitimate ballot, and then informed the polling inspector of what happened. So these are just the two that we know of, right? But at least just in this one polling station. But the thing about this is, right, guys, is that these people think that they are fighting ontological evil, that being the Republicans. And we can see it through things that Robert Reich says. He thinks the Republicans are so incredibly evil. Then why wouldn't you think, if you're stopping Mega Hitler, that it's okay to just be like, oh, well, I'll just show you how you're supposed to vote, because you're not evil too, right? Here's how your ballot should look. Yeah, it is. It's also illegal. Of course it is. Nursey for 10 says, mostly sending this to say hi, hey, thanks, and that I enjoy listening to your guys' streams at work since you guys started the channel, even if I'm not here for the live part. Hey, thank you so much, and yeah, thanks for hanging out and checking out the show.
Have fun.
Even though today is an interesting little bit different than normal because of all the midterm stuff.
Yes.
But it's okay. Oh no, millions to recruit partisan poll workers. Oh, you wouldn't know anything about partisan poll workers, would you at all? No, not at all.
Anything by partisan, considering you think the other side are Nazis.
Yes.
You see what I mean? Both sides.
And where's his? He doesn't have any evidence of this.
No, of course
he doesn't have any evidence of that. He just says mentions here a Republican complaining about the thing he's complaining about.
Yeah.
But he has no evidence. I just showed you guys some evidence to my point, or against his, I suppose. I'm worried that thousands of Trump supporters have been calling their local election offices requesting all kinds of public records, often using suspiciously similar wording, leading officials to believe this is a coordinated effort to prevent them from holding an election.
Oh, fuck off.
How dare you ask for public records? This man constantly calls everyone around him a fascist. Listen to this totalitarian
While being called Robert Reich,
shit.
the irony.
I know, but listen. No, don't. Don't watch the election. No, you're not allowed to. Don't audit it. We don't ask for records. That's fascism. That's fascism when you have any involvement or knowledge of the voting process.
Seems so paranoid and completely insane.
Yeah, because he's nuts. I'm worried that the violent thugs are on the prowl, and that Republican leaders, starting with
fucking midget moron.
The people who, the Summer of Love protesters who cost the country billions of dollars in damage.
If you ask them
those kinds of violent thugs, Antifa, huh?
If you ask them now to give a single example of a Republican version of Antifa, no,
Jan 6.
No, January 6.
That's all they'll say. They'll just repeat Jan 6 over and over again until they're blue in the face.
They'll say January 6 or what was the one in like 2017? That Jordan Peterson.
Huh?
Fuck, the one that Jordan, Charlottesville.
Oh, Charlottesville.
Yes, that's it. Of the last 5 fucking years, you can think of 2 events. If you think this is going to end the world tomorrow, can you please explain to me how you can only mention 2 events in a decade or half a decade? That's nuts. Whereas we can mention a whole summer and you cause $2 billion worth of fucking damage.
Again, everything he's complaining about here, is pure projection.
Stupid asshole.
Yes, everything he's complaining about here is pure and utter projection. Speaking on a conservative radio talk show on Tuesday, Trump-affiliated conspiracy theorist amplified a conspiracy theory about the grisly attack on U.S. House Speaker Nancy Pelosi's husband, Paul Pelosi, saying weird things are going on in that household in the last couple of weeks.
Yes, by a Canadian dude who's illegal, who's high, who lives in a hippie commune, and who was a nudist activist. Does that sound
he was there in his underwear. Were they both in their underwear?
To you, really?
Right. Yeah, but heinous attack. Okay.
This is why. Sure. Oh my god, there's so many jokes for that. Like the whole thing.
I mean, he's got a million conspiracies that he's thought of about the right, which he's just talked about here.
By the way, as far as the Pelosi
there's
story,
a guy in his underwear in Nancy Pelosi's house, and they're both in their underwear.
By the way,
Uh-huh.
I
And they
read the
call the
conspiracy
police.
theories. I read the
Uh-huh.
conspiracy theories. The
Yeah.
conspiracy theories make way more fucking sense than the mainstream media. The mainstream media's narrative around Paul Pelosi makes no fucking sense
Well,
at
what is their
all.
narrative that guy that he's a conservative, even though he's a lifetime leftist who lives in a hippie commune and nudist who lives in a hippie commune, but he showed up at Nancy Pelosi's house.
Oh,
Her
I
husband
can.
let him in. They both got naked, and then the hammer came out somehow, and then called the police.
No,
Not the local police, but the Capitol Police
no.
specifically.
I can tell you the whole story. This is the
What?
narrative. This is the narrative of the
Yeah,
whole thing. So
you're right.
the guy came in. We don't know how the hell he actually got to the house, right?
Right.
It was he was just found in his underwear. That makes it sound like
Right.
okay. So you're telling me this dude somehow made his way into this upscale neighborhood in just his
In
skivvies
underwear.
with a
Yeah.
hammer,
With a hammer.
knock through the window of Paul Pelosi's
Well, of course,
house.
of course the glass was on the
Yes,
outside.
yes. So we got into the house, had a word
Somehow
with
he got
Paul
into the
Pelosi.
house,
Yes,
hammered the window from the inside.
yes.
Right.
Now Paul Pelosi then he meets Paul Pelosi, has a word with him. Paul Pelosi somehow knows the dude because he calls the police in the bathroom after somehow getting away, saying that this because we don't have evidence of what he said. All we have is the dispatch call where he says,
Yeah.
"I don't know the dude, but he's a friend."
But
And
right, he's a
yes,
friend.
and then he sounds a bit confused.
Uh-huh.
Then they come over, the police, and this is the bit because if you watch the original, they say that the door is opened by a third party, and we don't know who that was, which is kind of weird because we suspected that. How is it a third party? Like how if it's a third party,
Who's the
how
other person?
yes, how do they not know what the hell is going on to the point where the police are being
Like
called?
we said about this when we talked about it last week, is look, they were having some kind of
Yeah.
gay
but
orgy thing.
hold on a sec. I would run the story here.
I thought it was okay to be gay, and we were supposed to be very accepting of these things. I find it a little bit
Yes,
disgusting,
but not if
honestly,
you're
that the
Paul
Democrats
Pelosi's,
are so
homophobic.
unaccepting of alternative lifestyles.
Yeah, but then here's
anyway.
the thing. But here's the thing now.
Yeah.
The story that we get now, and this makes even fucking less sense, is that the person who opened the door to let the police in was Paul Pelosi himself.
Right.
So let me get this straight. This dude was able to wait with this guy who apparently wanted to kneecap his fucking wife,
Right.
call the police, wait for them to show up, go to the door, open the door for them. Motherfucker goes back into the house with the dude who apparently broke in and just his skivvies with a fucking hammer.
Apparently, no, Pelosi.
And you
opened
want
the
us to
door.
believe this shit?
Yeah, binary server for 5 pounds says, I don't know, Aiden. There was definitely some breaking and entering going on in the Pelosi household that night, if you know what I mean. P.S. Next vid. It's gonna be a while because I'm out of the country, but yeah, I've my script is pretty much done. I'll probably finish the script probably tomorrow, honestly. And then I'm gonna start working on it as quickly as I can. But
The only
I'm
thing
out
that
of
was
the country, so
broken
it's
in
be a
that
little
house
slow
was
going.
Paul Pelosi's asshole.
Yes, that's for sure.
Everyone
Oh
else
my
can make the
goodness.
blunt jokes. I prefer to go in blunt force
Well, here,
trauma.
well, see,
And
other
so does
other
Paul
Republican
Pelosi.
candidates, other Republican candidates are joining in this cruel, baseless, disgusting taunt. You've never made any cruel, baseless, or disgusting taunts like earlier in this article, have you, Robert? And almost all of your articles are full of baseless, disgusting claims about
By the way,
conservatives and
cruel,
Republicans.
disgusting taunts describes like 40% of my videos.
That's true. That is true, Spoon. That is true.
But people like my jokes, which is very unusual.
I know. I do too.
Yeah, but it's very weird because I was never considered the funny one, and now people are like, oh, Spoons is like ranting is cathartic and he's funny. I'm like, holy shit, I'm actually funny. This is really weird for me.
Yeah.
Well,
Where was it? Oh, most of all, I'm worried that Americans are losing the trust that a democracy needs in order to function. You mean?
I wonder
but
why that's the case.
Well, yeah, you said that the 2016 election was stolen for 4 years. I wonder why. Trust that even though we may not like the outcomes of particular elections like 2016, we feel bound by them because we trust the democratic
Yeah,
process
just
like you
5
didn't about
fucking days.
2016. Like every time they talk about shit like that, just bring up 2016. They can't argue with it. It is this trust that is the basis for all else. Without it, like, look, 26. I'm just what the fuck? Just he goes on and on.
Dude, the gaslighting is insane.
I know. The biggest question is analogous to the question we as a nation faced in 1860 as we slid into a tragic civil war. It is whether American democracy can endure.
Oh,
Now, remember,
God,
this is
just
before the midterm actually happened.
I
So
know,
this is
right?
when they were
Just-
clearly a little bit concerned that Republicans might pick up some more seats.
I hate this.
It's right.
I legitimately hate
It's-
these people. They're just
It's as we said in the start.
insufferably
Democracy
paranoid
is
and
when
nuts.
we win. That's what it is. The extraordinary, abominable challenge we now face, one that I frankly never imagined we would face, is that the Republican Party and its enablers in the media, and among the moneyed interests, where appear to not want American democracy to endure. Every major company supports Democrats.
Yes, with a wide margin as well.
Besides Fox News,
Wider than
every
Paul Pelosi's
major
asshole.
media outlet supports the Democrats. Who could even possibly believe something like this?
Democrats.
I mean, how? Like, how warped?
Do you know who believes that kind of shit?
Who?
Cenk Uygur.
Yeah, well, yeah, but he's
Insane.
yeah. As Joe Biden said last week.
Did you see him? None of you guys watched it last night, but when it was on Styx's channel, I messaged him and I said, just watch Cenk Uygur right now. And he goes with Cenk Uygur. Cenk is like 3 minutes into the stream. The man is already sweating fucking buckets like a madman. I'm like, dude, it's been 3 minutes and you're already screaming like 50,000 words every 200 seconds.
Yeah.
It's insane.
That's his thing. He gets mad.
He just has to talk and say just nutty as squirrel shit.
He was also screaming about the Democrats all day yesterday, to be fair, though, too.
And then
until they started winning,
Matt Gaetz
and then he was talking
smashed
about
the shit out of him,
it was
by the way.
good. Yeah, he just has to do that because he has to pretend that he's different. He's a progressive, so yeah.
He's different. He's a fat bastard who talks.
Right. As Joe Biden said last week, democracy itself is at stake in the upcoming election. As the president appealed to all Americans, regardless of party, to meet at this moment of national and generational importance, regardless of party, to do what? To vote Democrat. To vote Democrat. That's what he's saying. Because democracy is at stake if we don't win. Indeed.
That's not a euphemism for your penis.
Yeah, I believe we owe it to generations before us who fought and died for democracy and the rule of law, and to the generations after us who will live with the legacy we leave them, to vote out the traitors and liars, to renounce those who have forsaken the precious ideal of self-government, and to vote in people who are dedicated to making American democracy stronger and better, and that is who? Only Democrats. How cute, right? How cute.
Of all, yeah, that's the one thing about the clanking thing. It is, yeah, it's a bit weird going into Styx's chat with the name Spoon because the chat is orange all the fucking time.
Yeah.
Like, shit, I keep forgetting that I am a utensil and this is like a main thing.
I sent you this article, didn't I? Because this one is insane.
Yeah, that was my video yesterday.
Oh, right. Oh, you made... Okay. Yeah, okay.
Yes. By the way, tell me that guy doesn't look like a fat Ted Cruz.
Well, I mean, Ted Cruz is kind of fat. He looks like he's trying to make like a kissy face. Like,
but he looks like a caricature of Ted Cruz, which makes no fucking sense.
He got a real big 5 head, too. Anywho, Scott
my forehead
Dworkin,
is bigger
right?
than his, though, by the way.
Democracy is on the ballot. Democrats are the only choice. Okay, so it's not democracy, because if it's democracy, then you have a choice. If it's democracy, then you have a choice, but you don't. You see, I mean, at least he said the quiet part out loud, I guess, right? They barely pretend that that's not what they mean.
I hated this article. This was the most deranged article I've ever read.
Let me be clear. No one in their right mind should vote Republican. If Republicans win back the House, the Senate, or God forbid both, it will plunge the United States right back into the depths of hell that was the former President Donald Trump's America. Yeah, it was terrible when the economy was doing so well. And
it wasn't extremely expensive. There wasn't the war.
People had money. People didn't have inflation. There wasn't a war.
Was actually the
border was mostly more secure, at least. Yeah, that was awful.
Yeah.
This is just one of the many reasons why everyone should vote for the only political party defending democracy. I mean, like I said, guys, he's just saying what they all think.
This makes you want to get rid of democracy.
Well, yeah. Well, why? I mean, it's not. What is democracy then? Democracy is a one-party state, is what he's saying. Democracy is a one-party state. Is that, by the way, that's called communism. Or that's not if it's a one-party state, that's not really a democracy or fascism. Okay, it's a totalitarian system. If you've got one party and only one party is ruling, then that's not really a democracy. I mean, it's based on democratic ideas, I guess, in that you can vote, but there's only one person you can vote for. So no, but I mean, I'm sure he's a communist. So
I'm
that's
starting to
right up
notice in
his
the
alley.
chat, I'm starting to get crossover from Styx's crowd, Razor Fist, and Salty.
Hmm.
It's
Very
kind of
cool.
weird.
Republicans are running on a platform of lies and deceit, and the stripping away. Hang on, what? Oh shit!
Unresponsive.
Oh no,
yeah,
Chrome just.
I am also unresponsive. This
Hey,
red shit.
yeah, can you? Because I'm running from my laptop and it's being weird. I might have to. Hang on. It might. I'm gonna have to close Chrome. Why don't you stream it on your side and I'll look at yours. I'll just scroll. I'll
For
just
God's sake,
scroll.
do I have to actually... hold on a second.
You're gonna have because Spoon. My laptop is very old and it's dying.
So am I. Washington.
Oh, great.
By the way, that one that you sent me of fucking Howard Stern. Oh my fucking god.
Yeah, I might have to actually restart my laptop.
I legitimately hate him. Like this. Do you know this guy was in his basement for 2 fucking years?
What was in his basement?
Howard Stern. He legitimately during COVID he didn't leave his house for 2 fucking years.
Goddamn.
He did not go outside. He legitimately did not leave his house. He was in a fortified bunker. He has a home studio, which he stayed in. He's like a massive germaphobe. He didn't leave his house for 2 damn years.
Goddamn, dude.
And then he's got the nerve to tell other people about freedom. It's like, I almost said the N-word. You don't leave your house, and you're going to tell other people about the freedom of your country. Like, you fucking retard. You absolutely insufferable kid.
Yeah.
Where is this, by the way?
All right. Yeah, I'm sending it to you because
there's
my laptop is being a bit poopy. Oh, you know what's probably not helping is having Photoshop open.
Yeah, that would help. This is very unprofessional.
Hey, I gotta. I'm not at my normal setup. You're rude. You're bit rude.
For God's sake, that doesn't fucking copy.
Yeah, actually,
Copy,
you know what? You take this for a minute while you get that up. You've done a video on it. I'll be right back. All right.
Yeah. Oh my god, I can't believe I have to read this article again. It's fucking pissing me off just thinking about it. This legitimately was, I think, was the worst story I've read in I think in probably the last 2 years. It was basically just a culmination of everything that I hate in politics in the last 2 fucking years. It was just a fucking chaotic shit show. I mean, for God's sakes, I already can't stand you morons, and then you say this dumb shit. Look, it's the Three Stooges. I wish Biden was on the other side. Then it'll make it like look dumb, dumber, and dumbest. Dumbest, dumbest, dumber, and dumb. Actually, that works. Although is Fetterman dumber than... Who's dumber, do you guys think? Fetterman or Biden? It's pretty fucking close, I would say. Although the problem is with Fetterman is that he needs to fuck... Actually, no, I take that back. Much like Biden, he also needs a teleprompter. Although he can't fucking read it. Because his brain is like functioning 30%. Now, to be fair, so is fucking Biden's. Basically, it's just a 40-year younger version of Biden. How old is he? He's in his 40s, isn't he? I fucking like talks like somebody who's in his 70s already. Yeah, probably Biden as well, yeah. The Republicans are running on a platform of lies and deceit. Yes, because Democrats are known for being terribly honest, while they call everyone who disagrees with them fascists and Nazis, but do go on. The slipping away of basic rights. Yes, because killing your babies are very, very much a treasured American right. They openly campaign on cruelty, inhumanity, and racism. I don't know how, but okay. And the candidates in the GOP who don't follow that playbook mostly remain silent while Republican leadership makes a mockery of our institutions. Beating a dead horse, I don't even need to fucking address that. Considering they abuse the living fucking hell out of theirs. Despite Trump's many lies, crimes, and failures, which you damn well know this bastard is not going to ever mention, Republicans have not yet hit rock bottom. Neither of the Democrats, considering they just voted a literal retard into the fucking Senate. They've made that clear in recent weeks. They've mocked and scoffed when there was attempted kidnapping of Speaker of the House, Nancy Pelosi. Yes, because it makes a lot of sense if you're going to break into somebody's house in your skivvies with a hammer and then say, hold on a second, I need to call the police. Call the police and go, apparently this person is a friend, but he just broke into my house with a hammer. Okay, and then I'm going to let the police in when they show up, and then I'm going to run to him after I just claimed he broke into my house with a hammer.
About hammer time?
Yeah, no, that bit in the Paul Pelosi's article is mentioned.
Yeah.
Which is fucking nuts, by the way. Which resulted in the brutal assault of her husband, Paul Pelosi. Yes, one man with a hammer. Which also describes their sex act. Republicans thought it was funny. It was really funny. And,
we covered this, but it is true. It is funny.
And even spread unhinged conspiracy theories. Motherfucker, I read the conspiracy theories. They're funnier, and they make more sense than the mainstream media do.
It's just identical to the Robert Reich bitch. That's why I got confused. I was like, we already read this. But I guess that kind of proves my point.
Yes, but nothing is off limits when you're the political party led by Trump. Yes, whereas the Democrat one of everyone who disagrees with us
they
are
would
Nazis
never,
is,
no. They would never laugh at anyone's misfortune.
Yeah.
They would never laugh or make fun of anything or anyone ever because they're just the party of sunshine and rainbows and love.
Do you remember a couple of months ago or a couple of years ago when Trump was in office, you had those three niggly bears, shall we say, who beat the slow Trump supporting kid, and they filmed it.
Oh yeah. Those people it's the thugs who beat up. I don't even know, was he actually a Trump supporter? They live streamed themselves beating the absolute piss out of him.
Can you imagine what would happen if you had three people wearing MAGA hats and one black kid who supported Biden? The media would lose their
It happened in my mind to Jussie Smollett. In my mind. It was indelible to the hippocampus, Spoon.
Oh my fucking god. That was one of the most insane.
It was real in my mind, okay?
Dude, they found the guy and he still had the noose around his neck.
Yes.
In his house.
Because it was very serious. Well, I mean, he got ousted for that, but still, it was so funny that people took that seriously.
Sending a black gay guy to prison, is that really a punishment?
Yeah, two men, one hammer. Yep. Sorry. Just take. Actually, I'm sorry. I'll continue reading this a little bit if you don't mind. Now? Well, I have it up, but you scroll on your side. I'll scroll on mine.
It sounds kind of kinky, all right.
It kind of. I thought that I should put on a voice that would be more apropos for the appearance of this man, so I'll go ahead. Just take a look at the candidates the GOP is supporting. In North Carolina, one said there should be
you impersonate a guy and you make your voice higher pitched.
To decide whether survivors can have abortions.
Oh my
yeah, I'm sure that's what it really is. I'm sure you're describing that very fairly, Scott, and not making shit up.
Do you think this guy's ever had sex in his entire life?
Oh, sure, I bet. He was the guy at Nancy Pelosi's house.
Fucking Christ. Sorry.
Probably not that time. He was the third party. No, there you go. He was the third party. That's why he knows all about it. In Georgia, the pro-life GOP continues to support Herschel Walker even after he was accused of paying for multiple abortions and abusing his partners. He even admitted on video that his ex-wife thought he may kill her. They're like, whatever. I don't know about a whole bunch of stuff.
I don't care about any of that, I'll be honest.
I kind of don't care either. The paying for multiple abortions things. Also, if you change your mind on stuff, you can decide that what you did was evil, by the way.
Yeah.
And repent. That's kind of, the whole promise of Christianity is that I did something really horrible.
Do you not find it hilarious that these people are all extremely purist?
And Saul becomes Paul, etc. You find the light and try to help others because you've done evil in the past.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's true or not, but
To be fair,
just
finding
saying.
the light is not really something the Democrats are interested in. They're more about finding their way
No.
into a dark tunnel, especially if your
Or
name is
forgiveness.
Pelosi.
Yes.
I'm just
When the
gonna make
rapper
so many gay jokes because, you know,
I know.
and you're not gonna see it coming.
Well, I mean, when do you think Paul saw it coming?
I
He
don't
saw
think he saw
something
the
coming.
hammer coming.
He saw something coming, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Or someone in that case. When the rapper Kanye West made terrible anti-Semitic
Through a
remarks,
window.
Republicans defended them or tried to explain them away. The House Judiciary Committee still has a tweet up celebrating Kanye.
Who cares?
Who cares?
Like, who gives a fuck?
I mean, and also I think this is from October 6th. Oh, so he's just mad. You didn't go and delete your tweet. That's who they are. The policies the Republican Party plans to implement if elected will literally kill people.
I bet you this guy, if he has a blue check mark,
Oh, he
he's
almost
tried to
assuredly does.
he's tried to like pick
He
up chicks
must.
with it,
No, you think he's
which
into
is
women?
like the gayest
You think
thing
he's
I've
into
ever heard.
women?
I think he tries to.
No.
He looks like someone who thinks that he can get a 9.
First of all, I guarantee he's a blue check.
By the way, the only thing Pelosi ever sees coming is the amount of money he gets from Nancy Pelosi's insider trading deals.
Yeah, he's a blue check, of course.
Is he?
I've heard of him before. Yeah, he's Scott Dworkin, co-founder and executive director
I
of the
would make fun of him because of his name.
Coalition.
His name
Is he gay though? That's the
Dworkin.
question. I'm just assuming from the way that he talks that he's gay.
Why? Because he sounds like a homosexual.
From the way he writes, I mean, I know that's
whines
you
like
know,
one.
the way he whines like a woman, and then that's a stereotypical Democratic coalition run by Scott Dworkin.
By the way, do you not think that is
there any information? What?
The fact that this dude thinks he is going to school a bunch of white supremacists, apparently, that they've been saying for years. And to do this, they're going to use the anti-Semitic ramblings of a black dude and somehow tie that to politics. That is the most pathetically stupid and cringy thing I think I've ever read. When I read that, I just thought, did you just fucking try to bring up Kanye West and somehow try that to Trump, who has a Jewish daughter and son-in-law? Like, are you fucking insane? That is a stretch and a half. My fucking God. It also makes absolutely no sense.
Yeah, I have no idea if just a guess though. I tried to look up if he was gay, but just from the feminine behavior, the feminine writing style, which is a stereotype, which doesn't mean it's true, by the way.
I am drinking and now like
also thank you for taking care of the spam bots in chat, guys. Sorry about that.
That was me.
Oh, thank you. Well, thank you then, Spoon.
Hey, see, I'm a guy, I can multitask, a boss.
I was trying to look up if Scott Dworkin was gay.
Yeah, that's your multitasking. My multitasking is whacking people who are trying to sell sex in my chat.
For £5 says what maybe that was Scott. For £5 says, evening all, sorry I'm late, I was busy working. What's everyone's take on the midterms, or need I ask? I'm mostly just laughing at it all because it's all so tiresome. And I do think
getting into office.
I do think it's funny that the brain trust got elected. That one does the human cabbage. I like that. I mean, I like it in a glorious fall of the empire kind of way, but less days of Sodom, kind of. Just playing the violin as Rome burns, as it were. That's how I'm enjoying it. The policies, that'll literally kill people. Take Senator Rick Scott's plan to cut Social Security and Medicare. By the way, that's going to run out real quickly. Like you and I, well, not you, obviously, at all, but I'm never going to see any of that. For example, a plan that would harm millions of hard-working Americans. Or the GOP pledge to cut funding in support of Ukraine's fight against Russia's invasion. Oh, yeah, because how many billions have we spent so far?
Over 100.
Over 100 billion? Not enough. How dare the GOP consider cutting spending?
Yeah. A plan that would harm millions of hardworking Americans. You know what would be the best thing to help hardworking Americans? Dissolve the government.
Yeah, how dare they consider cutting spending to a foreign country that we really shouldn't have any involvement with, except for, that the Biden's family has a deep, deep involvement with, while in the middle of a recession. Well, not to mention the threat of election deniers taking office. Why is that your biggest election deniers?
Hillary
But you
Clinton
denied
is
the
not on the
election
ballot.
2016. Yeah, Hillary Clinton's not running, dude.
Stacey
It is
Abrams is, but she lost.
they.
So
Listen to the way he writes. It is they who are the greatest threat to our democracy.
our democracy.
Our
He's a
democracy.
fucking trademark
It's
that, you
his.
bitch.
It's his, not ours, because we're not allowed to vote. Remember, we shouldn't really be allowed to vote. Well, not you again, but because you can only vote for one party, our party, the Democrat Party. If you vote for the other one, no, that's not democracy. The 300 Republican candidates who have lied about the 2020 election. If any of these election deniers win, there may not be any more free and fair elections in their state.
There's no free and fair elections fucking now.
No, well, this catastrophizing shit. It's and everything has to be the end of the world. They will abuse their power and help ensure a GOP win in 2024, whether or not they have the vote.
No,
Stop projecting, my dude. Does anyone seriously think Carrie Lake or Mark Fincham will sign off a Democrat winning Arizona's electoral college if it's their call? Well, you know what the problem is with the Carrie Lake thing there, though, bud? You know who's in charge of elections in Arizona?
Katie Hobbs.
It would be Katie Hobbs. You think Katie Hobbs is going to sign off because it is her call? Well, let's see, I guess. But Democrats aren't just the only party not actively undermining our democracy.
Do you think that's insane? The person running for governor can decide their own fucking election. Can decide. That's what the fuck?
Oh no, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter because we care about the democracy. It's only us. We're here to help you. I'm the government and I'm here to help, God damn. Binary server for £5 says someone projecting and virtue signaling this hard has to be doing it to cover up some personal dark secret. Every time turns out to be the case. Yeah, it kind of feels that way, doesn't it? This is some next level craziness that this guy has written.
You know what I like? The one thing I said this in the video that I did. This is every article I've read in the last 2 years summarized in one piece.
Yeah,
because it's saying every cliched, stupid fucking thing.
Mm-hmm.
And also, someone mentioned Short Fat Otaku in the comment section. I have mixed feelings on him because I've made videos, I won't say necessarily about him, but the crazy positions of centrism that him and Adam and Sitch constantly advocate for. And I think that's a crock of shit. And because my position against centrism makes way more fucking sense than the dumb shit those two advocate for.
I like Dev. I like.
No,
Dev
I have no problem with Dev as a person, but his political opinions, especially like the centrist thing, is just fucking nonsense.
Sometimes, yeah, I mean, I disagree with him on politics, but as a person, I like
people all just have splinters in your eyes. No offense, Beanie Boy.
I like all three of. Well, I like Tim Pool. I like all of those guys.
Yeah, I don't mind Tim either, but Tim needs to hop off the fence and take a fucking side.
I think Tim's been slowly leaning off of his fence a little bit more and more. He's got less of a seeming attachment to it anymore than he used to. President Biden's the list of reasons to vote for Democrats is long. Okay, name one.
You know.
Oh, I guess here we're gonna hear them. Okay, wait, never mind. Here we're gonna hear them. Here's the long list, which is the rest of this paragraph. What did you say?
I said I can guarantee it's shorter than your dick.
Well, it's a pretty small paragraph.
Yeah,
President Biden's tremendous leadership has resulted in the creation of more than 10 million new American jobs, and our economy continues to expand.
When you jackasses open up the economy,
all those jobs that you forced to be destroyed because of Democrat-led COVID lockdowns. Oh, cute, that one. Democrats fought the COVID-19 pandemic head-on, passing the American Rescue Plan, which printed money. I mean, put more money directly into the pockets of working families.
Do you know what happens when they open it back up again?
Increased inflation. What?
When they open it back up, they just remember that Biden does the creepy whisper thing. They went, "Oh look, we don't even have." You just open your business that you were down for fucking months, and they can't find workers. And Biden's solution was to get in really close to the microphone and go, "Pay them more." Dude, you just shut down their business for 2 fucking years. They don't have any money.
I mean, it's the coastal elitist Democrat perspective. Why aren't you paying your workers more? You just should, because you have money, right? Everybody has an unlimited amount of money that they got from daddy. What? Why don't you just pay them more with daddy's money?
Oh
I
god,
mean, really, that's the way they think about stuff, dude.
fucking everyone is giving their take on Dev now, and it's not exactly very
Oh,
friendly.
no, be nice. Be nice. Everybody
Yeah,
be
okay.
nice.
Like, see, like Aiden is good cop. I'm bad cop. Because I'll just say the blunt thing. Again, I have no problem
Well,
with
look,
Dev.
we talked about his video, a couple of his videos where I heavily disagreed with the things he was saying about Brandon and about
But he's trying to piss off his own comment section, because I see videos in his comment section all the fucking time where he just has a go at, like, the entire chat is calling him out for the same fucking thing, and he just doesn't give a fuck. It's like, are you trying to piss off your own audience? Why?
Yes, because I told you he's worried about audience capture.
Which is?
He's worried that his audience will change his opinions, and he doesn't want that to be the case. So he kind of like he wants to get rid of people who he thinks are trying to change his opinions and instead come to his own opinions on things. So he doesn't want, I guess, people to try to influence him, right, by telling him he's wrong or whatever.
That's quite.
But I get told I'm wrong all the time, to be fair.
That's quite strange, because I don't think I've ever done that with my videos. I would look at my videos and just think my job is to preach monarchy because democracy is gay. That's kind of mine.
Well, again, I think that you and I are headed for an interesting place in the political sphere, as I think a lot of people are going to be quite unhappy with their feelings towards the. I mean, this guy, he loves democracy, as long as democracy means that
we're gonna come off like prophets, you know that?
Right? No, like, not come off like prophets, just people who read Curtis Yarvin and Kunal Lenin. And I was reading.
Do you hate life? Do you hate democracy? Do you feel something is terribly wrong with the world and we need to go back to old traditional ways?
The monarchy
have you considered a return to the monarchy? And Americans go, well, I thought monarchy was gay. It used to be, but now it's based. No, we have CEOs.
I think it's always been pretty based. But I was I had read a bit of it before I did the debate with Adam and Sitch back in the day on monarchy. I started to read this book, Against Democracy by Dr. Jason Brennan, and then I ended up putting it down because I really wanted arguments for monarchy, not against democracy. Yeah. And I read almost all of that book while I was on the plane. Well, I slept on the plane to America, but on the planes that I've been flying around, so I'm pretty much done with it. And there's a chapter in that book if nothing else you need to read. I think you should read the entire book, but he really describes the voting base as being broken down into three general types: hooligans, which are the extreme partisans. They vote for their team. They don't care about anything else. They will write insane articles like this to fight for their team, to make up stuff about how if you don't vote for my team, well, then that's not democracy. There should really only be one party. That's how real democracy works. Then you have the hobbits, who they just want to grill. They don't know anything about politics. They just want nice things in life. And then you have the Vulcans, which I think everyone probably wants to be a Vulcan, and they're people who admit that they can be wrong, are trying to look at things critically, and they're not partisan. Now, I have political beliefs, but I'm very willing to change them because I have changed my beliefs a whole bunch of times, and I've been accused of being a flip-flopper, but it's like, no, maybe it can come off as flip-floppy, but I need to be really convinced and see data on something. But I will talk about that another time. We've got all kinds of stuff to get into tonight. But yeah, I'll send that book to you if you because I finally finished it. Against Democracy. It's fantastic, guys. Really great.
I sent it to book. You.
You probably did.
Yeah, because I have it in my.
Did you read it?
I read some of it. I read like the first, I think, chapter and a half. I think.
Yeah, I think we both started reading
it
in preparation for that debate. But I finished it now, and it's very good. And took all my notes. Oh, Carlos Rodriguez for 20. Hey, thank you, man. Says, can you stop talking over each other? Both brains are worth listening to. Sorry about that. I don't think we mean to. We both get excited, I think, is the problem. Thank you, though.
Now
we're both afraid to talk.
No. Someone said that the transfer of power is the problem. I think the transfer of power in the monarchy is better because at least I know it's going to a competent person. Democracy. Whereas in America, I know it's going to go to like a
how's it going?
Moron. Like, hey, look, I'm going to take power and then I'm going to utterly undo what the previous guy did, cause complete fucking chaos, blame it on his policies, and then somehow going to spend government money fixing a problem that I fucking made while calling
Yep.
him shit. It's like,
Yeah,
who
it's
in the
lovely.
right
And
fucking mind looks
yes,
at this
yes.
system and thinks, yeah, this is a totally efficient system of government?
Yep, sounds great. It's working great. Let me finish this article and let's go through some more because there's so much stuff, guys. It's been a real
Shit
one.
show.
It's been a real pleasure serving through this midterm hilarity with you.
Oh god, yes,
Let's
civil.
see.
Has Tim Moore said Civil War yet today?
Hey, Civil War? Someone say Civil War?
I
You'll
guarantee you,
summon Tim.
he has said that word so often. I guarantee you it's manipulated the algorithm on YouTube.
Well, Bill had imagined. I don't know if he's going to do it at some point of a character in a D&D game named Timothy of the Pool, and the way that I remember what you have to. I think you have to like to summon Timothy of the Pool. You have to perform some kind of ritual. I think you need to build a fence around the lake or the pool or something like that, and then sit on it and. And then say Civil War, and that's how you summon him.
Oh my god. That is something that Tim would do as well.
I think Tim would find that funny. I should have before I hang out with him.
Sure
I should.
he would.
Oh, I think no. Tim's not that uptight. He likes D&D stuff, so yes, Tim's fine, and he likes D&D stuff. I think.
Whoa!
I gotta bring.
Carrie Lake is
We gotta bring my magic cards.
0.2% behind.
What?
Carrie Lake is 0.2% behind.
Hell yeah, that is. Well, they might go to runoffs then.
67% voting count. That's it. 67%.
They're only at 67.
Oh my
then
fucking
then
god!
it's
Carrie
really
is
anyone's
going
game.
to beat this. By the way, there was nothing that would make me happier than to see that woman piss the fuck off everyone. I will make my channel the Carrie channel. Just so I can like every single day, like, Carrie, what did you say today? And who did you piss off? She will be the Trump of this presidency. Like what? That's gonna piss Trump off, by the way.
Yeah, it might.
Yeah, but I don't care because for two reasons. A, she's got snark, and two, I have no problem saying this. Carrie
like
is
her
sexy as fuck.
She is a very very pretty woman,
and
I do. I think
she just like smacks the shit out of me.
Yes, and she does. She's clearly very intelligent, and she doesn't have time for anyone's crap, which I quite appreciate.
She's a proper girl boss.
Yes, like, proper girl boss.
Yes,
right?
If I said this in a video, like I think yesterday I said like only right wingers can be actual feminists, because if you took a female archetype that Hollywood thinks, as far as her characteristics go, she is the archetype of that character. Better than anything they've written in like the last 5 fucking years.
Yeah. I agree with you also, El Gusto. I think Carrie Lake has more potential than DeSantis in the long term.
Agreed.
And I think she's not going to be looking at a presidential run for a long time. Well, I know she's not. Whereas
something that I find very weird though about her is that
Lake?
Yes, between Trump, DeSantis, and Kerry, I still think Trump is the best choice because Trump is pissed off. And I want the madman. I want the guy who's like, you pissed me, like you robbed me of 4 years, and I'm gonna fucking end you.
I'd like Trump back as well, but I do worry he's too toxic and that it will drive too many people away.
No, that's good.
I mean, but then again, like what they did to Trump, they'll just do to DeSantis.
Yeah,
they just do to Carrie Lake. They're already doing it. We'll see here. Like, right, okay. Yeah, let me just finish this stupid article.
Yeah, but let me just say this. There's one thing that about Carrie that I find weird is that people think she will be a great politician, but she hasn't won anything. That's the thing. Like you consider her to be a good campaigner, but you have no idea how the fuck she's going to govern. At least with DeSantis, I know how he's going to govern well. That's his best thing. I don't quite trust him on a national level, but as far as Florida goes, he's done very well.
Right. See, that's the thing with Carrie is that I like her spunk, but we have no idea how she's going to perform.
Also, no, Trump's VP should be Rand Paul.
If Rand wants it.
Yes, I think that would be an excellent partnership.
I think so too, but I mean, I do too. I think Rand would be a good temper for Trump, the same way that Pence was supposed to be, but Rand is a much better choice. What?
This would be a good name for the two. Donnie Rand.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's a good name for the duo.
Yeah. Oh, where was I? Oh, yeah. Democrats also passed the infrastructure bill that created countless jobs. You brought back jobs, fixing our roads, bridges, and railways.
Why is that such a big thing?
What?
What's such a big thing for these fucking people?
Because they're drawing on old school.
You want to get rid of
Democrat.
fucking cars? Why the fuck do you need bridges?
Good question, actually. Good question. I thought you wanted to get rid of cars.
Yes.
And it was Democrats who passed the Inflation Reduction Act, which did
doesn't
nothing,
reduce inflation.
which cut the cut prescription drug prices. No, it didn't.
Yeah.
No, it didn't, by the way.
By the way,
no, it didn't.
Do you not find it funny? Like, this is the thing about
They just lie. Just lie.
The Inflation Reduction Act. This to me was one of the
Mhm.
stupidest things I've ever said. Because I've noticed Americans, whenever you hear their bills, because their attention span is basically nil, they name their bills the exact opposite of what it's going to fucking do.
Yeah, it's on purpose.
Yes, I know. But here's the thing. If you look at the Inflation Reduction Act, Bernie openly was on, I think it was the House or the Senate floor, and he actually said, this is not going to reduce inflation. It's going to have no... He fucking voted for it anyway. Only the Democrats can be so stupid they would call something the Inflation Reduction Act, openly say, this is not going to do what it says, and then fucking vote for it anyway.
Are you starting to see the pattern? We're going to call ourselves Antifa, or because that means anti-fascist. That means everything we do is good because we're anti-fascist.
Well, we dress in black.
Look, democracy is so good. We're the Democrats. So if you like democracy, and democracy is the best thing ever, forever, then vote for us because it's in our name. Oh, Inflation Reduction Act. It's in the name. That is the, I swear to God, the depth of so much of their behavior. It's pure semantics.
And
pure semantics. Well, projection too, but so much of it is pure semantic nonsense. None of this would have happened under Republican rule.
That's a way to make the Republicans sound amazing.
Yeah, okay. All right. So as you enter the voting booth, think about how much more Democrats could do for the American people if they keep the House and expand their majority in the Senate. Think about how devastating Republican rule in Congress would be for our nation. Oh, no, yeah, that inflation, really loving it. If you want Trump to never step foot in the White House again, if you want propaganda to be fought against and not embraced,
please.
While fighting propaganda.
Yeah. Your entire fucking piece is propaganda, you small fat midget bastard.
This is legitimately propaganda. I'm done, bro. Okay.
Yeah, do you see what I mean? You and I read this crap every... Like, I must send you an article like this almost every fucking day. Like, look
every
at
day.
These fucking people.
This is why I've got so many. Here, I've got a clip, but it's in a web page. It's on MSNBC's on their website webpage.
Oh God.
Yeah, it's just next in the list. If you, here, I'll just send it to you just in case.
I hate MSNBC.
Yeah, but it's the same thing. We're gonna look. At least they are all united in the. So you just sit through a freaking ad. Well, let's just
democracy is on the
pulled it up and then yeah, right. Okay, let me know whenever you got it up, and then I'll try to sync up with you.
You've got.
God, it's 3 minutes. Ugh.
Cunts.
Yeah.
Why did I say that word and that's fine, but I can't say the F word?
Well, I don't know. Just not allowed to say that one, so don't say it.
Fair.
Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't say the word. It's a naughty word. It's no word. Don't say that. It's offensive. Good spin. Did you get past their disgusting ad yet? Just let me know.
Have we had?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Democracy is literally on the ballot. If it was, we couldn't vote for it.
Right. Good question. Good point. All right.
Democracy is on the ballot. What else is my other option?
Let's just play through this because it's only 3.5 minutes, I guess, and just let me know when you hit play.
Hit play now.
Okay.
Ever a midterm before where we have been able to say democracy is truly on the line?
Oh my God.
Not in the way that we are tonight. 1860, the time of the brink of the Civil War. 1940, when freedom was in danger around the world against Hitler.
We're going to talk more about this guy too.
Japanese and Italian fascism. This is a midterm.
Look at that. Look at that right there. Every single person is wearing a fucking
mask.
Wait.
Did you pause?
Yeah. Look at this.
Okay.
Every single person is wearing a fucking mask.
Oh, yeah, of course.
You pathetic bunch of cocks.
Yeah.
If you still wear a mask, you are a brain-dead retard. Legitimately, you are an inferior human specimen, and you can be purged.
Yeah, I want you to listen to what this guy says though, because this is
Okay, I'll press
this is
that
really
then.
this is really important. Like that's why because what he says is insane. Okay, where are you
God.
at?
Term where this could happen.
Or do you want to share your
extremely
screen? I don't know.
fast.
It's whatever.
It's fine.
The
Okay.
rule of law in this country
Whereabouts
is
are
in
you at?
danger,
Just
and especially
in the time code.
29 seconds.
Okay. All right. Okay. Play.
free and fair elections. Remember, Alicia, that gubernatorial Republican candidate in Wisconsin who said, elect me and a Republican will never lose in Wisconsin again. And I commend everyone. I'm so glad you showed Ruth's book, Strong Men. Anyone who wants to know what happens if we lose our democracy and consult world history, Germany, Italy, all sorts of other places, Ruth does it better than anyone I've seen.
I could not agree with you more.
All right.
Ruth,
Just want to say, reiterate what he said there. If we lose our democracy, meaning if you vote not for a Democrat, then it's fascism. Start playing again, I guess. It gets way worse, Spoon. This one gets so much worse.
Worse?
Oh, let's just, you know what? I have the transcript, so let's just play it through the whole thing, and then we'll talk about it at the end. Okay, that's the whole thing.
Okay.
Because it gets way worse. Okay, play.
I can't do a better tee up than that. You are the expert on the rise of dictators, fascism. I have to say, I'm not sure I ever thought I'd be talking to you 3 days out before a midterm election, and yet here we are, and your expertise couldn't be more relevant.
Oh my God! No, make it stop.
Yeah, and unfortunately so. And democracy is on the ballot. I'm worried about two things.
If no, I have to pause it. If democracy was actually on the ballot, I guarantee you could sum up more fake emotion than fucking that bitch. Oh my God, like, yeah, democracy is totally on the ballot, and we are really any moment away now from plunging into totalitarianism, and oh my God, it is going to be so horrible. The Jews are going to be exterminated again. It's going to be like
That's
Nazi all over.
what he says. Did you? I
fucking God.
didn't know. I don't know if you paused or what, but
Yes, I can't fucking do this. Like, no, please don't make me sit through this.
do you want me to just read you what he says? Would that make it easier for
Yes,
you?
because this is such shit. This is so
Or
fucking.
is it the wrong clip?
Is it? This is fucking terrible.
There's a shorter version of it. There's a shorter version of it that has the like it's awful, but you are gonna have to watch this because I'm serious. Okay, I'll share this.
Let me just say, chat. Do you see why she's a bad best friend? She tortures me every day with this kind of shit.
I'm not torturing you.
This sure as
on
hell
purpose.
isn't.
I mean, maybe a little bit, but okay. Just get through this 1 minute clip. Okay, 1.5 minutes. Just play it because it's insane. Okay, you see what the title is, right?
God. Okay, listen.
All right, just let me know. All right, go ahead, play it. Okay, go.
Oh, what the fuck? Why is it not playing now? What the hell? What the hell just happened?
Huh?
What the hell just happened?
What? I don't know.
What the fuck?
Go start over. Again, that's why I hate when they have embedded stuff on news sites.
Yeah.
You get it working?
No.
Oh.
See, this is God's way of saying you don't play shit to me.
I'll stream it. Hang on.
It's not fucking.
Or do you want me to tell you what he said?
Yeah, sure, why not?
I'd rather play it because it's crazy.
But it's not working.
Okay, I'll just tell you then. NBC historian warns of a future where, quote, our children will be arrested and conceivably killed if the GOP wins.
Oh yeah, I remember this. It was in
yeah.
It was in the video. I didn't.
Oh, did you talk about it?
Yeah, I didn't know it came from this fucking dude.
Yeah. Presidential historian Michael Beschloss painted America as being only a few days away from being an authoritarian nightmare Wednesday on MSNBC's All In with Chris Hayes. President Biden gave a political speech, blah, 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 that, democracy is on trial or whatever. The historian warned that, quote, 6 nights from now, we could all be discussing violence all over this country. There are signs that that may happen. May God forbid that losers will be declared winners by fraudulent election officers or Secretary of State candidates or governors or state legislators. Remember, again, in Arizona, the Democrats, the one running the election. We could be 6 days away from losing our rule of law and losing a situation where we have elections that we can rely on. You know, those are the foundation stones of democracy, he claimed. Beschloss then appeared to downplay economic issues, saying the American democracy is facing an existential threat. So if Biden had gone on the air tonight and said, the biggest thing we have to worry about is marginal tax rate or something like that, sort of, of course, inflation. Well, it is important, but that's what's significant. But what significant presidents do, I think you'll agree, we both write history, you and I. 1860, Lincoln didn't say the biggest issues was colleges, although he felt strongly. He said the country can't survive half slave or half free. He continued, in 1940, President Roosevelt didn't say, the biggest thing I'm worried about is foreign policy. Foreign policy was important to him, but what he did say was, never before since Jamestown and Plymouth Rock has America been in such danger. So he is comparing this midterm to the Civil War and World War II. He then suggested that Biden's speech had a similar dire warning, and if it was not heeded by the electorate, America would become a dystopian nightmare. Quote, Joe Biden is saying the same thing tonight, and a historian 15 years from now, if historians are allowed to write in this country, oh my God, and if there are still free publishing houses and a freedom of the press, which I'm not certain of, but if that is true, a historian will say what was at stake tonight and this week was the fact whether we will be a democracy in the future, whether our children will be arrested and conceivably killed. He warned we are on the edge of a brutal authoritarian system and it could be a week away. How do you even respond? Like, what the hell is wrong with this guy? If you don't vote for us, your children are going to be murdered next week. Gee. And what I said in terms of my reaction to the midterms is, as we're seeing consistently here, guys, right? This narrative is being run on every single slightly left-wing outlet. If you don't vote for us, they're going to take away democracy, the Republicans, and kill you and your children. It's pure fear-mongering. And it's disgusting. You there? Hello? Spin? Uh-oh. I don't know what happened, guys. I don't know what's up. Uh-oh. 1 second. I'm not sure what happened to Spoon. I'm not sure. Well, I can try to read another article, even though it won't be up on the screen. Maybe he had to do something real quick. Don't know. Okay. We'll, yeah, he died, I guess. I'll read what the Howard Stern article says. So I can't bring it up, but yeah, I have no idea what happened. Howard Stern says, saving democracy is the biggest issue. Hillbillies don't realize it. Howard Stern told listeners Monday, I can't believe he still has any, that, quote, saving democracy ought to be the most important issue in the midterm elections on Tuesday. That's the only fucking issue on the table, he said during his Sirius XM radio show. He brushed off concerns over the economy, see, very consistent there, claiming it's a worldwide issue and blaming it on the war in Ukraine. I don't know how some of these hillbillies don't realize it, Stern added. Yeah, that's great. Just talk down to everybody. Anyone who doesn't agree with you is a stupid, ignorant hillbilly. Polls routinely show inflation and the economy as top issues for voters, often followed by gas prices, crime, immigration, and abortion. Yeah, we'll look at this later, but astonishingly, abortion was like the number 2 issue. And it's because basically it's the only issue that women largely cared about, which is maybe why you should repeal that 19. But anyway. Despite this, Stern said, I would love to tell the people out there who think it's not a big issue. The sad fact is you've never lived under an authoritarian regime. Neither have you, Howard. What the hell? You guys are seeing the consistency of this narrative. It is absolutely consistent. If you don't vote for us, it will be Hitler. They did this in 2017, or they did this in 2020. They will never stop doing this. They will keep making people terrified. while, by the way, they engage in authoritarian behavior of their own, and then just say, oh, it's really their fault. Of course. The host added that he loves America, sure, and worries that it may become ruled by an authoritarian regime. I'm not going to suggest to you that the things you enjoy about this country, the freedoms, they will all be gone when you elect someone who says, I don't believe the vote, F you. We're going and we're taking over. That's how Hitler came to power, he said. Oh my God, it's so insane. This is the Republican rap now, he claimed. I used to believe in the Republican Party. I had many, many candidates that I enjoyed, who I knew personally, that I can't go along with this nonsense. I don't think there's a more important issue on the table, the host reiterated. I happen to think Biden is doing a good job, Stern said. Really? Well, 75% of the country disagrees with you. He stated that the country does face certain issues, but one thing we've got is our freedom. I like waking up in an America where I know the United States senators, people in Congress, and the president all believe in America, not in a dictatorship. I mean, it's the same narrative, the same song and dance. If you don't vote for us, it's literal Hitler. And it really, I mean, I think that's disgusting, by the way. And I bet that people fell for it because clearly people believe in the Jan 6 narrative. I think that idiots, people who don't pay a lot of attention, the Hobbit type, they hear that stuff and they take it 100% seriously. I do not know what's going on with Spoon at all. Hello?
I'm right here.
Did you fall asleep?
I'm right here.
You fell asleep, dude. How?
Right here.
What?
Right here.
How did you fall asleep?
I'm right here listening.
How did you fall asleep, my dude? Do you have coffee?
No.
You should probably get some coffee.
I don't need coffee. Fucking, I've been up. I had 4 hours of fucking sleep.
I know. I know. That's why I said get some coffee.
Hell no. Go on.
Do you want to end the stream early then tonight? I've got so much stuff.
I'll go back to the cupboard. That's agree. I won't go back to the cupboard, seeing as I live in a drawer.
What's up?
Go on.
What do you want to do?
Go on.
Okay.
Don't make me refresh your shit again, though. Fucking hell, don't mean that.
Did you have like kind of a? Did it hurt you that bad?
No, it's just like it's fucking like I read this every fucking day on my channel. I try to get away from it.
Just got another one.
Yeah, it does drive you fucking insane.
Yeah, Twitter users mock Chris Hayes as he flip-flops, declares GOP victory won't be the end of a democracy. Oh, whoops. So again, like of course it wasn't the red wave, so now it's not end of democracy. MSNBC's All-In host Chris Hayes appeared to pivot Tuesday from his previous rhetoric, warning that the fate of American democracy was at stake in the 2020 midterm election. Quote, I don't think a GOP victory this week signals the end of democracy. Do you have this up?
Fucking shit. I have it now, hold on. Yeah, there we go.
Okay. Only 6 days before, however, he said, there is no final definitive moment. Like the same thing all of them have been saying. Again, isn't it crazy to you that they all seem to be like running off the exact same software? It's true NPC hive mind stuff. They all somehow have the exact same thing to say.
It's almost like it's coordinated.
I think some of it is coordinated. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely, some of it is coordinated. But some of it I really think is they just...
Have you never seen that video?
Oh, I know. No, that is because they get a press release, right? So they're repeating that. But I think some of this,
but that is quite creepy, though.
Yeah, that video is very creepy. But I think that they also I don't think they have many individual personal thoughts. There will remain many means of democratic resistance to authoritarian aspirations that the broad pro-democracy majority will have to use: courts, protests, elections, etc. Only 6 days before. Sorry,
I don't like his surname.
What do you mean?
His surname. I don't like his surname.
Oh yeah, I know you don't.
Yeah. Can you guess why?
Yeah, I know why.
Yeah.
Only 6 days before, however,
Asshole.
Hayes gave his opening monologue in front of a massive Chiron reading, 6 days to save democracy. I've got it down here. It's down here if you want to play it. I'm thinking you're not wanting to mess around with embedded things anymore.
Well, maybe it was just this one.
You want to try this one?
Oh, for God's sakes.
I said it. I asked if you wanted to try it or not.
No, wait, hold on.
This is a path to
Oh,
chaos.
that plays.
This is a path to chaos.
All right, okay,
in
right,
America.
play it. Yeah.
He's not wrong. It is a path to chaos. And whether we take that path to chaos, whether we continue
You've been taking it for 2 years, you stupid
I know.
glass-wearing prick.
I know.
march down it is one of the major choices, if not the major choice voters face this coming Tuesday.
And so the pitch from Democrats is basically, if you care about democracy, if you care about having this feedback mechanism in which the people you elect are accountable to them.
Who the fuck?
You have only us. We're the only ones who are accountable. We're the only.
You
My God.
caused absolute fucking hell for 2 years, and then
Yep.
people 2 years later scream to you, the economy, the economy, the economy,
And they said, no, don't pay
the
attention, no,
economy.
it's not the
And the
economy.
only thing you
No,
fucking
no,
cockwits talk
it's
about is abortion and
democracy.
January 6th and climate change. Fuck
It's
off,
no,
you
don't
accountable
worry about the
piece of
economy.
shit.
Don't worry about the economy. It's about democracy, dude. This rhetoric is so consistent. It's
Oh my
horrifying,
God.
right?
This is
To you,
Mm-hmm.
you've got no choice but to vote for us. And that on its face sounds almost anti-democratic itself.
well, at least he's aware of what he just said.
To say you don't have a choice. But it also happens to be true.
Oh my God, I fucking can't. I can't keep doing this. Like every fucking day.
Okay.
Every fucking day.
All right, let's. We're getting. I think. Are you guys getting the idea? Are we? Let's speed through the last couple ones.
This is
of
like,
these.
but this isn't. This is just. This
Yeah.
isn't a case against us. This is just the news. This is every
Yeah.
fucking day.
Day. Yeah.
Every day I read an article where it was just, this is a
Yeah.
threat to our democracy. Like,
Democracy.
like
Democracy.
Sargon
Democracy.
said, it's just that like Clive oh my fucking God, every fucking day.
Real quick, because I think people get the point. Yeah, let's see. Clyburn draws parallel
Sometimes I
between U.S.
feel
today
like
and
I'm
Germany
beating a dead
before
horse.
Nazis. House Majority Whip James Clyburn on Sunday said he sees parallels between the current threats to U.S. democracy and the rise of fascism in Germany and Italy in the 1930s. Clyburn told Fox News Sunday host Shannon Bream that
It's
election
because you're old enough to
denialism
remember it, James.
and calling the press the enemy causes those kinds of deterioration in democracy. I taught history, and I'm telling you what I see here are parallels to what the history was in this world back in the 1930s in Germany, in Italy, Clyburn said. Again, they all have the exact same script. These guys, these are all different people. Even though I know that for the last 2 hours, it probably sounds like I've been reading the same article over
Yeah,
and over.
because it is.
Yep. This country is on track to repeat what happened in Germany when it was the greatest democracy going. When it was the greatest democracy going, you mean Weimar? Where
the
you had
Weimar
to-
Republic was fucking shit.
where you had to put a wheelbarrow full of paper money in to buy a loaf of bread. Well, I mean, that apparently is what the Democrats are going for.
Yeah.
That's the kind of inflation they're aiming. They're like, oh, wow, you need a wheelbarrow full of money to buy a loaf of bread? I like that Weimar Republic.
I like Mila in chat, by the way. She
How many?
sends me anti-democratic memes all the time.
Who does?
Mila in chat.
Oh, yeah.
Mila's good people.
Hell yeah. He always loves a good anti-democrat meme. Anti-democratic meme. When was it? All right. When it elected a chancellor that co-opted the media, Clyburn said in an interview, this past president called the press the enemy of the people. That is a bunch of crap, and that is what's going on in this country.
The press
he's
is the enemy
saying
of the people.
Yeah, he's saying Hitler took over the media, which I guess is he implying Trump did that?
I like the way that 60% of registered voters sees mainstream media as a threat to democracy, but then he said, you openly say 60% of the people are full of shit, but that's not a problem. That is a majority. That is the democratic will of the people to think you're full of shit. And then you tell them,
Right.
we're not really the problem. Like, you don't think that's kind of fashy?
Yeah. Well, 60% of voters see the mainstream media as a threat to
Razor said.
democracy. Yeah.
It's
right.
fucking funny. Fascista. Sounds like a fucking pasta, doesn't it?
It does actually.
Yeah.
Let's see, what else do we? Rob
Oh, I
Reiner,
just come out of
meathead, of
Italian.
course. Rob
Oh,
Reiner,
God.
Meathead. I mean, like you can just look at his Twitter. It's just over, and it's just no real look. He's just been seething, and now of course he's like, democracy is safe. He just kept saying, "Oh, you have to. Democracy is a threat. If you don't vote for Democrats, because Democrats equal democracy. Don't let democracy die. Vote blue."
Do you not think after a while people will just go, "I'm so sick of democracy. Can we just end democracy so we can stop fucking hearing that word?"
Pull up I sent you the tweet. Pull it up and scroll down to the top response.
Oh god, if I open it, hold on.
Oh, can you? Because were you banned from Twat? So
no, it's because I always use a VPN.
Oh.
And I always think if I log in without a VPN, it's gonna kick me.
It's just here. I'll just show. Hang on. I'll just show you.
Can you just share screen?
I'll just show you the picture.
No, share screen. Share screen so I can see.
Okay.
That helps.
It might be easier now. Let's see if my computer has calmed down enough. So, yeah, don't let democracy die. Vote blue. Oh wait, whoops. Excuse me.
Oh yeah, I've seen this. That's fucking good.
Let me pop this out for a minute.
Don't let democracy die. I would.
Blue.
By the way, how many of you guys would be? Let's ask the chat. How many of you guys would just press 1 if you agree? How many of you guys right now would like to see democracy fuck off?
I mean, if in its current state, yeah, democracy's on the ballot. What do you say? I don't know, something about sucking dick. Oh my. Okay. That is immediately
Press
screwed up my
if you
computer, so I'm gonna stop sharing screen. Yeah, I can't share screen on this laptop. It's too slow. It is too slow. Okay.
This the quote.
Anyone?
Oh,
right.
Cringe.
Yeah, here's the last democracy meme that we have for the evening. What? Herschel Walker's Senate run is a stain on American democracy.
Oh God.
Since the rise of Trump, the pursuit and upkeep of democracy is slipping away, morphing into his vision of totalitarianism by way of misinformation, indoctrination.
Wait, what is it?
I sent it to you.
Oh, hold on a second.
Yeah.
I
mean, really, it is the... Wait, what are the ones in the chat for?
Oh God, this one was fucking unhinged.
Yeah, this article's nuts.
This was actually just evil. Like this woman is like legitimately a horrible human being.
Yeah, this is nuts.
Like this one is straight up evil.
Yeah. Where was I? Okay. So much has been said about her. You want to take it for a minute? So I can rest my voice for a little?
Oh my God.
Since you also think it's insane. There you go.
God. Do I have to? So much has been said about Herschel Walker's gross incompetency as he takes aim at securing a seat in the United States Senate. As I looked at the recent nail-biting polling, Walking and incumbent Senator Raphael Warnock is even at 46.6% on Thursday night, my first thought was, how could this race be this close? Because...
Well, it's going to a runoff, bitch, so deal with it.
I hope Walker walks his fucking boots all over your fat ass face, you dumb bitch.
Yeah.
Then I felt enormous shame for this country. You're a foreigner, you fucking twat. Oh God, I hate foreigners. A place, considering I shot one of them in one of my videos. A place my family and that was an anime.
What?
Basically, in one of my videos, when the door closes, you hear a loud shotgun noise and glass breaking, and then there's this thud noise I shot them. And then I go, sorry about that, foreigners, with a gun in my character's hands.
Here she is, by the way.
Yeah.
Here's the author.
I know that's not her, but it does look quite like
What is
her.
it is?
Wait, that's actually her?
Yeah. Says so. Oh, wait,
sure?
no, read it. Oh, no. That's a picture she posted. No.
I was gonna fuck it. It doesn't look that different from them. Like, they all look alike.
No. I thought I just assumed she was fat. No. There she is. I just assumed she was fat. She's not.
You know what's the irony of it is? It looks like the one is describing the other.
Oh God, yeah. Oh my God, yep.
Fucking hell. Let's see. Then I felt enormous shame for this country, says the fucking foreigner. A place my family and I, Nigerian immigrants, you should fucking go back where you came from, who became naturalized citizens more than 20 years ago, have always viewed as a symbol of a true democracy, a country where we proclaim justice and freedom and fight fiercely to uphold these signature markers. No, you fucking don't.
No.
A nation fervently striving full of striving still for common decency. Do you think the Democrats are decent?
What? No. But they think we're, Satan incarnate, so.
Yes.
Oh god, this article is long as fuck.
No, right.
Let's... Yeah, I skimmed through some of it.
Yeah, this is just
God,
unbearably cringe. And quite offensive, actually.
Yes, here's a verifiable, unqualified man following the same playbook as Trump, similarly inept president, blah, blah, blah. Much like Trump.
How is he inept?
It's just called Shame on You, America. Yeah. There was no way a man who can barely form a coherent sentence could convince reasonable citizens that he, over a well-respected, educated pastor, was the better choice.
That's basically Fetterman you just described.
Well, I'm just saying you just described Fetterman. You just described Katie Hobbs. And much like Trump, I strongly doubt, given his rambling speeches and cringe gaffes, that Walker... What cringe gaps? You like Biden? This woman, what universe is she living in? Like, what version of reality? Because it's not this one.
The black one where everything is dark and she can't see shit.
What? Here's the thing. They're both candidates are black.
Yeah. Every person in this fucking
so
article is black,
you can't pull the race card on this.
Yeah.
Oh, that must be infuriating her, by the way.
Oh my god, yes.
It's
like, man, I wish I could say the N-word.
Man, I really wish I could call him a racist. Does she call him a racist? Probably.
Probably not.
Yep. Let's see. Embarrassing candidate. Someone of Christian faith and astonishment at that. It's infuriating to see Walker use God as a guise for his numerous depravities. This is, again, she's talking about stuff that he did when he was younger, and also that, his background in sports. Remember,
God, how dare he be an athlete?
Well, here she says, I believe in being born again and being repentant and receiving grace. I'm all for it. That's the core principle of the Bible. Hey, the thing I said earlier, to aspire to walk and live like Christ. Hey, that thing I said earlier. But when someone who clearly doesn't understand being saved by grace through faith in Jesus Christ, as Ephesians scriptures promises, and all but uses faith as a prop to blind voters, to cover up lie after lie, to bend reality, where's the integrity in that? Where's the God in that?
That's the left you just described, by the way.
Yeah. They all hate Christianity now. Yeah. Well, they openly mostly say that they hate.
I don't know how you can be a Christian and be Democrat. That makes no fucking sense.
Well, Biden occasionally brings it up when he thinks it won't get him in trouble. When he thinks it'll win him votes, of course he brings it up. When he doesn't, he doesn't.
Yeah, but Biden's a pedophile.
Allegedly.
No, it's not allegedly, motherfucker. I've seen this shit on fucking camera.
I sent you that meme where it looks like Idaho looks like it's sniffing.
Biden, yeah.
Yeah, it was like it's Biden sniffing. Where was I talking about? Oh, all right. Similar to Trump, who before the presidential election had an audio leak where he bragged about sexual assaults. That wasn't sexual assault. What he was bragging about. If you forgot the part of the call where he said they let you do it.
Are you telling me that some woman does not think one of the wealthiest men in the country grabbing them by the vagina is some kind of a flex?
Yeah, it is.
I guarantee you some woman.
I mean, it's gross. It's gross, but that's whatever.
Yeah.
She just goes on. She compares him to Trump.
If you suck a president's dick,
you're
going to be known for that shit.
Yeah. Herschel Walker's Senate campaign shames Black Americans. Herschel Walker embodies every negative stereotype Black Americans have fought against for decades. Walker symbolizes the stereotyped Black man, forever misunderstood. He's being paraded around by GOP leaders as a pervasive caricature of who Black Americans, specifically men, have been typecast to be: illiterate, lazy, only good at being an athlete, absent father, and a dunce.
By the way, two of those don't make any fucking sense.
No.
How can he be lazy and a good athlete?
Yeah. But that
makes no fucking sense.
So I don't know, lady. That seems kind of racist to me.
A little bit, yeah.
here we go. The threat of fascism swirling. Let's be clear. This is not a knock on American conservatism. American conservatism is intended to preserve the principles of this nation and its founding fathers.
By the way,
well, only if you vote
see
for
the debate between the
conservative
two of them?
Democrats, I'm sure, right? What'd you say?
Did you see the debate between the two of them? Raphael.
No, I didn't actually watch it.
Raphael might be the more well-spoken one in the sense that
Yeah.
his language is more finesse, but Herschel Walker may speak in a simpler way, but he says way more sensible shit, which is why it's quite funny because it's like watching Walsh debate someone who speaks like with 50% of his vocabulary, but basically just calls Walsh a retard and explains why and using 5 words instead of the 60 he does. That was basically it.
Yeah,
because Walker kicked the shit out of him.
Well, yeah, exactly. Arin Sasina, is she trying to call him a house N-word without saying it?
Yeah.
No, quite the opposite. She's trying to call him a field N-word. Because he's a big stereotype of the. I mean, maybe I don't know.
I disagree.
Well, that they upgraded into house N-word, right? It's like, oh yes, massa. That's the kind of like thing she's trying to imagery.
You can't be a field N-word and lazy.
Well, right. But I mean, really, it's quite. This
racist,
article is really
offensive.
Let's call it a big yikes. How about that?
I will say she posted this on Twitter. The replies were not friendly. The replies just basically called her disgusting and vile. Like, how the fucking hell do you write this shit?
Yeah.
I think I posted as well. I just said, like, how you're a disgusting excuse for a human being that you would actually write this about somebody else. Like, have you noticed just how, like, just read this, you think this is a journalist? This is how you write about someone who's, like, it's quite demeaning. But there's no policy. All you're just doing is you're just insulting the man.
Yeah, it's a stain like Walker's candidacy and ascent on America's storied legacy. It has long been the pride of many. For immigrants like me, knowing that America is our beacon of hope and land of endless opportunities. Why'd you leave Nigeria? There's a question. We fight to hold on to what America was always symbolized. A hope against hope trying type of faith in its still young democracy. How's that working out? Remembering still and always that what the fight up to this point has been for. Well, what has it been for? Oh, only for you to win up until this point. Oh, we always have to win. When ill-equipped, dishonest people like Walker threaten America's path forward with their baseless candidacy. Oh, remember, it's a baseless candidacy.
By the way,
you can't even run for office unless you're one of the anointed ones. Now, can you? Baseless candidacy.
By the way, I want to know, what the fuck does that even mean?
He's not anointed. He's not allowed to run.
No, but that doesn't.
He's ignorant. He's not educated.
Yeah, but this is the thing. I don't know what the fuck you didn't say anything. You're just saying words, but there's no substance behind this.
No.
Like, if I'm reading this, like, this is the thing about, I said this in my video, with regards to Walker or Warnock for that matter, I have no fucking idea what either of these men stand for.
I really
There's not a single policy in this whole fucking piece. Like, if you were to read this and go, what do either of these candidates stand for? Not a fucking clue.
I don't know what Warnock stands for at all. But yeah, she doesn't say anything about. She just calls him ignorant.
Yeah.
She calls him stupid and a stereotype.
He's a threat to democracy based
dude.
on what?
You said people were talking crap about her on Twitter for this. I'd like to see that real quick. Let's see. Oh no, I don't want to tweet her shit.
It's on USA Today, I think.
Huh?
It's on USA Today.
Yeah, it is. Let's look at the comments. Okay, hang on real quick.
There might be
I have to sign in. Oh no. Okay. Shame on USA Today for promoting hatred and racism. If a conservative wrote the same thing about Warnock, there would be outrage. Your political affiliation should not let you get away with attacking someone on the color of their skin. So sick of liberal hypocrites such as yourself. You care nothing about this country, just your destructive political party. Nothing hypocritical here. She just states facts, and much of it applies to Trump as well.
What facts?
Okay, yeah. Being racist is the fact, yeah. Such hate, misinformation, bias, and anti-Christian views. She's not done her research and shows Okama, whose arrogance and hate is on full display while spewing lies. Yeah. The same guy has replied to every single comment. His name is Mick. Every comment that is negative towards her, she's like, no, it's just facts. It's facts. It's facts. What a simp.
Someone says someone EFing in jail. Yeah. Oh, Heffelfinger, sorry, it's right there. It's mind-blowing how Republicans screwed such a massive lead. Hopefully they learned which it took much. Hopefully they learned which it looked like they are. But nothing. That does make me worried about 2024 though. This is the thing though. The reason why.
Well, that's why we've been reading all this stuff.
Yeah,
the
but
reason I've been reading all
here's
this
the
stuff
reason. The reason why they lost is because young people tend not to get polled. It tends to be the older generation that gets polled by a mile. So if you just exclude the young, it looks like the GOP was going to fucking kill. And then when you see this enormous wave of young people getting in, then all of a sudden, holy shit, the GOP wave has been crushed because a whole bunch of young people decided to open their fucking mouth and open their stupid opinions.
Right. And that's a really good segue, actually, to look at this Washington Post article I just sent you, which is about the exit pollings. So this is who voted for what.
God, I hate fucking young people.
What?
I fucking hate young people.
Young people were voted a certain way, very, very specifically. So,
oh look, the young and the dark.
What I want to put your well, let's since we talked about the age first. So, people 18 to 29 at 63% voted for Democrats. They voted overwhelmingly. More than millennials, and then it's only the 50 or excuse me the 45 plus that really voted for Republicans as majority. So, and that number for the Zoomers is the Zoomers and younger millennials. That's a little horrifying. I mean, because I thought the Zoomers hated the way things were going, but apparently they've I don't know, I don't know if it's too much TikTok. I don't believe in hypodermic needle theory because it's
fucked in the next generation.
Yeah, I mean these people. I mean I guess they sit there on their phones and consume media all the time. And again, there's no evidence for hypodermic needle theory, but there is cultivation theory that has some empirical evidence for it. And maybe they've just cultivated a view of the world that it just that is based on all those articles I've just shown you. And how could you not? Those are just the ones that I've seen, guys. That has been the narrative 24/7 for years. Republicans are evil. They want to kill all of you. They want to prevent you from being able to live your best life or your life at all. They're all
If you
just
keep voting
evil.
like this, I'll fucking agree with that, actually.
Yeah, true. Well, what? No, I'm saying that's the media, their spin towards Republicans, and I'm saying
if you keep voting like this, that's not going to be spin. That's going to be fucking true, because you're voting for one party that's insane. You dumb, stupid young people. I'm not saying I want to hang them up by a fucking thread.
No, yeah, no.
And not yet, anyway.
Absolutely, nope.
Fucking hell. Yeah, I fucking hate young people. Like, legitimately, if you are under 30 years old,
look, it's not really their fault.
Asshole.
They got born into a screwed up kind of
that's the
version
boomers'
of
fault.
the world, you know? Yeah.
Stupid cunts.
Yeah. You can't totally blame them for that.
I mean, the smartest people in the country are those without a college degree. That's quite ironic.
Really? I didn't see that one.
Yeah, it says the biggest supporter of college of Republicans are non-college.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say that's
yeah.
What you said made no sense. I was like, what? But yeah, of course. Race ones shouldn't be surprising in terms of white people. Let's see, race and ethnicity. White people 58% prefer Republicans. Black, it's 86% for Democrats. Hispanic Latino has picked up more support towards Republicans, but
77%
in America
is abortion. Oh my fucking god!
Yeah, but let's get into that because that's the thing. I also just want to say, if you go up to the top of it, though, I think I'll show you what I think the real issue was in this election. The very top, the very first graph on here.
You can't have people running your nation and they're this disparate on issues. It's not sustainable.
It's one of the many problems with democracy. The partisanship divide is too broad. The potential for social justice theory to ameliorate the fundamental ground is not not really there as it would be with something that's less divisive. But every topic now is this divisive.
Yeah.
By the way, again, if you scroll up to the very top, the very first poll, gender, I'll show you the issue with the midterms.
Oh God, yes.
You see the problem here?
Women.
Yeah. Women, 53% voted Democrat. 56% of men voted Republican. Women.
Although on the AP the vote cast, it's pretty even actually. 48%, 49%.
It's more even on that one, yeah.
Yeah. But still, obviously, the men are the one who carries away. What else is new? And also white vote GOP.
But yeah, most important issue though, yeah, abortion for the Democrats, and also when you looked at the total, also there's other important graphs in here, right? So for the Democrats, abortion is by far their most important issue, which only 28% care about inflation, 41% about crime, 25% about immigration, and gun policy because they want to take away your guns. 60%. Wow, crime is skyrocketing. They don't care about the crime, but they want you to take away your guns so you can't defend yourself from that crime. Only 32% of Democrats think the economy and jobs is the most important issue facing the country. 72% say healthcare, 10% say immigration, 77%. Again, their biggest issues: abortion, climate change, and guns.
You need to get your hands. These people should not.
And then COVID, of course. And then
Carrie
COVID,
Lake only has 4,000 votes to go. Oh my fucking God!
Oh yeah.
Carrie Lake is actually going to win Arizona. Dear
God, between 90 and 94% of Dems approve of Biden. On this poll. 90 to 94% approve.
Democrats are unbelievably stupid creatures. Like
88, between 80 and 88% say the national economy is excellent. You're just not living in reality. Well, of course. Well, maybe it's because 75% say that inflation hasn't affected them at all.
You can't run a country and give these people the right to vote. You'll destroy it. You will end up fucking it to pieces. Like, legitimately, you cannot run these kind of policies long term. Your country will crumble.
This is insane, right? This is crazy. There's another poll by is this the right one? By the issues. Yeah, here. This is another good. Just if you'll pull this up for a minute. This Reuters article has some cool graphics to kind of just show you, essentially. Oh, look, here's a pretty picture you can look at.
I don't have a mirror next to me.
Huh?
I said I don't have a mirror next to me. You've made me cringe. You can see... Now I can make you cringe. Fuck off.
I know. But again, you can see that guns, it's abortion. Abortion is their thing. That's it. Guns and abortion. And for Republicans, it's immigration, inflation, and crime.
Repeal
and guns, but in the opposite direction, right?
Inflation is the least issue of your concern if you're a Democrat.
Only 20% of Democrats say their financial system is worse than it was 2 years ago.
Must be nice being a really rich fuck.
It must be nice being a rich coastal elitist, I guess.
Yeah.
Must be great. I mean, I guess why they don't care, right? They don't care about inflation because they've got so much money. Wow.
What if
Dreadnought for 5 says...
Oh, sorry. I just can't fucking believe how
crazy,
unbelievably, like, cunty and selfish these fucking
I know.
cunts
That's
are.
it. They don't care because it's not affecting them, so they don't care. Right. Dreadnought for 5 says, I gotta admit that all this certainly validates my black-pilled views of politics. I still vote because I think it's wrong not to fight. Yeah, I understand, man. I understand both sides of that. I really do. But Julie for 2 says repeal 17 and 19. Well, I certainly agree on repeal 19, okay? Not so much the other one, my dude, but 19 I have an issue with. But then again, well, I guess if you can say 17 because I don't think anybody should vote. Or it would be that, we should have a totally different system of voting based on an epistocratic system.
73% said their financial status got better.
Yeah, of course.
How?
I mean, unless they're lying. I don't know.
73,
They're either lying or they're so wealthy that it doesn't matter.
Or about the same. Jesus.
I mean, look at this. Some of you can just see how complete opposites. Like, look at just in the last year, has inflation caused you and your family hardship? Look, they're exact mirror images of each other. Exact mirror images. I guess inflation didn't hurt Dems at all. That's why they don't care about it. And that's why it's, Howard Stern called them all people who cared about inflation hillbillies. Well, why don't you hillbillies get a couple millions of dollars? Then you wouldn't be so worried about your
it's such a
wow.
It's such a
inherit
let them
money
cake
next time, loser.
It's such a let them cake moment.
That's all this is. It's very much. It's a let them eat cake moment.
You can't run. You can't run a country like this.
No.
This is insane.
Yeah. I know.
So clearly our voters are absolutely rich as fuck. So we're just going to cater to their virtue signaling decadence. And win.
Yeah.
That's fucking, that is so unbelievably depressing.
90, let's see, Republicans, 95% do not think that Biden won legitimately. Is that correct? No, wait. Oh, I think that, 95% of Republicans think Biden's not legitimate president in this poll.
That's not a surprise.
No, I know, but there's some interesting.
25% of Democrats in it. That's quite high.
No, it's 3% of Democrats think he didn't win legitimately.
25% said no.
No. Reread the graphs.
Oh, sorry, Republicans. Sorry, fucking hell.
No, I when I first looked at them, I thought that as well because it's
Sorry, it is late and I'm.
I know you're sleepy and I'm not, and I also made the same mistake when I first read it before I thought about it for a second.
95% say no, he hasn't. Yeah, I wonder why.
There's a bunch of. Wonder why. And even saying that is a threat to democracy.
Like when someone comes in and you think is not a legitimate president and then utterly destroys the country inside and fucking out, it looks like deliberate sabotage for who the fuck knows why. And then people go like, why do you not think he's a legitimate president? Because when it came, he undid everything the previous guy did and deliberately caused hell. He is worse off versus Trump in every single available metric. Like, he is worse in every way.
Yeah.
And you think, oh, he's a better president. Based on fucking what metric? You deluded ass-blasting bastard.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. There's one more thing I want to get to, and then, again, we've talked a little bit about the results. Obviously, DeSantis stomped. And the reason why DeSantis stomped, which I think we can probably
listen to Trump is why.
Well, yeah, but also DeSantis, and we mentioned it earlier, DeSantis is the only one of these Republicans who actually put in new voting registration or voting laws to make sure that people can't mass mail-in votes, that they have to have an ID to vote, that they, what else was it?
You banned mailing ballots, ballot harvesting.
No, it's yes, that you have, it has to be signed properly. I said them all earlier, but no.
Yeah, you had the election task force.
Election task force, yes. All these things are secure votes, and Florida sweeps, and there's no more statewide Democrats in Florida. There is something, though, I want to just look at these really quickly. These are some of the things that were voted on in the state constitutions, because people might not know, but there were, well, I would assume you know, but people voted for a lot of things, and some of them are scary. For example, Connecticut, state constitution that allows no excuse early voting.
Why?
So they can do mail-in voting.
Mail-in voting is just fraud.
Well, in-person voting before election day. Oh, no, this is in-person voting. Okay. That's
If-
in-person
if-
voting. That one's fine. That one's fine.
I would just say this
I'm kind of
blankly.
okay with that.
If
I'm kind of
if-
okay with that then.
if
Okay.
you
If it's just
support
in-person voting.
if you support mail-in voting, you support fraud. End of story. No ifs and or
Right.
buts. And that's it. Done.
So many of these have to do with voting. That's why I wanted to bring these up. So Nebraska approved a ballot initiative that would require voters to present a valid photo ID.
That's
To vote.
sensible.
Yep. Ohio voters backed amendment to their state constitution that will bar local governments from allowing non-citizens to vote in local elections.
The fact that you have to
I
make it
would
a
sure
law
hope
is
so.
fucking insane.
Yeah, well, there's some stuff is going nuts in some states. Arizona ballot measures stem from Republican legislators' concerns about security. Would mandate that in-person voters present an unexpired photo ID. It's crazy that includes their name and address. It's-
Yeah, and
Why is this being voted on in 2022?
how is that being voted on at all? That's just like common
I know.
fucking sense.
Right. The Michigan one's still up in the air, but if passed, it would establish 9 days of in-person early voting in Michigan. Nevadans voted on Tuesday to decide if ranked choice voting would be brought to the state. Ranked choice voting would establish an open primary in which the top 5 candidates who received the most votes would move on to the general. I'm cool with that. So those are just some of the things that were also voted on in terms of the election stuff. Also, it's not really interesting to me, but as I mentioned earlier, a whole bunch of states voted for weed. And again, though, things have been mixed in terms of the actual outcomes. So Michigan is now, for example, Dems have control of Michigan, the entire Michigan legislature for the first time in decades. Not all of it, but they're in charge. They took over Michigan. They haven't been in power since 1984. They achieved a majority in Michigan. Democrats were leading, blah, blah, blah. I'm just going to kind of go over some of the news here. And one of the first, basically the first thing that does with their also signing with the Michigan election is that abortion is now going to be legal in Michigan. Hochul somehow won in New York. Hochul somehow won after, as I said earlier, she only gave up her emergency powers 2 months ago. And also, she doesn't think crime's an issue. One of the debates that she had with Zeldin, or part of the debate she had with Zeldin, was she just says crime in New York isn't a problem. So good job on that one. How is Lauren Boebert doing? Did they close that out, or what's going on there?
Idea.
Let's see, because we're still waiting on this stuff. Lauren Boebert. They are neck in neck, 50-50 with Adam Frisch as of right now. They are 154 to 154. So Lauren Boebert, who knows? Not for sure there yet. Let's see. Oh, we had that horrible town hall clip where MSNBC is complaining about J.D. Vance. Well, he won.
Yeah, handedly as well.
Right. Yeah, Arizona. Okay, we should mention this really quick, is that there's problems with the Arizona voting machines.
Wonder
1 in
why.
5 didn't work. 1 in 5 locations didn't work. It just so happened that most of those voting locations tended to be in predominantly red areas. At least that's what people are claiming. I'm not from Arizona. Initially, officials estimated about 10% of polling places were experiencing problems. Then the estimate was raised to 20, and then 30% of Maricopa County's voting locations. The printers at the polling sites produce ballots on demand so that voters can vote at any location. And this is, of course, this is Kari Lake versus Katie Hobbs. And
She's going to win, by the way. I just have this in my gut feeling that Kari's actually going to pull it off.
Yeah. But then also, there's been a claim that because of these problems at, up to 30% of voting places, and they were telling people, according to Kari Lake at least, they were just telling people, just go home, come back later. But they can't come back later because it's their day to vote. Interesting how, we know from historical precedent and consistently that Republicans tend to vote in person on the day of, and Democrats like to do early voting and mail-in voting.
By the way,
So curious.
By the way, I guarantee you, in the unlikely event, but I think it is likely now that Kari Lake pulls it off, I guarantee these people are gonna fucking scream that she cheated.
Oh, of course.
Which is really funny because it doesn't seem to have ever affected you in every other fucking way. Just when your candidate loses now, you fucking stupid cunts are gonna scream like a bunch of banshees.
That is an issue. And of course, now they're also saying from this Axios article I have that they might not know for like basically a week who won Arizona.
Yeah, of course. Which is like,
So that's
fuck,
interesting.
we have a week to print
we
ballots.
gotta go find some. I mean, we gotta go. You know, recount some votes because the printers didn't work.
It takes a week to find 5,000 ballots.
Yeah. Stacey Abrams lost to Kemp. That's
and she
great.
actually conceded, which is fucking amazing.
Which I'm shocked. Well, no, she also said something about she vows. Yeah, here's the article. if we don't go over tonight, you can laugh at them later. She vows that she won't stop running for a better Georgia. Well, Stacey, I don't think you've ever ran in your life, to be completely honest.
I was about to say, I think if you were to run, it might improve your life and everyone else around you, because there'd be less of you to see. You fat bitch.
Oh, this is interesting.
Oh, which?
This is interesting. This is here. See what you think about this. I found this earlier.
You tell me that'll make this horrify me.
Ron DeSantis is the new Republican Party leader, says Fox News Liz Peek.
Oh, okay, no.
No, I that's why I wanted to show you this article, because I knew you would disagree with it.
No, because this is when I see the media and Fox News fucking pushing him, that is red flags to me.
It is weird and different to me too.
Why, if you think Trump is the weaker candidate, why are you not pushing him? Because we know the media does not want, even Fox News does not want Trump to win. And if you think he's the weaker candidate, why are you not pushing Trump? Why are you pushing DeSantis if you think he's the better candidate? I'm not Ron DeSantis is not the fucking better candidate.
They're saying the same thing, that it's like, well, you know, DeSantis destroyed even in Miami-Dade. And it's like, well, DeSantis destroyed him because he made it so they couldn't fortify it.
He basically became
improved the election security.
Yes.
He made a whole bunch of new laws, and they screamed and shouted about it.
Except Shrek is smarter. And
right, but yes, that's what I can't believe, is that Republicans knew this was an issue. And
this is gonna piss Trump off, by the way.
What'd you say?
It's gonna piss Trump off.
Well, yeah,
I guarantee Trump looks at DeSantis and things like, I fucking made you, bitch, you kiss ring. Well, if it wasn't for me, you wouldn't have fucking been governor.
Yeah, so so allegedly Trump is furious about Oz losing, because he did,
his wife apparently endorsed him.
Right. So I don't know how accurate this is. These are a bunch of Fox News articles, because they're the only ones covering this shit. But Trump is allegedly furious about Oz losing. And here's the thing about Oz, right? I don't have any love for the guy. I don't really care for him at all.
His debate performance was okay, though.
Yeah, he was fine in the debate. No, it wasn't that. I just don't really trust him. I don't trust a whole bunch of people. But, I mean, at least his brain works. I mean, at least his brain works.
You know, the fact that we have to say that is so fucking depressing.
Well, it is. But that's, I put him in the thumbnail, but because everyone kind of knows what happens. But what happened is that John Fetterman, his brain doesn't work. I mean, if we watched the debate 2 weeks ago now, so if you watched the channel, you've seen it. Like, hello everyone, good night. Hey everyone, good night. And his whole thing is, I wear a hoodie and jeans, so I'm just like you. I'm one of you.
By the way, the people who say the thing about Oz, that was the best candidate they had. People make it sound like Trump can just pick who he wants out of a hat willy-nilly. That's not how it fucking works.
Yes. Very true. Very correct, Spoon, because that is the problem with it, is that it's like, well, why didn't just Trump pick somebody else?
Yeah.
He didn't get to
pick them, you idiots.
I mean, I do find that part very frustrating, right? Right, yeah. And this is, yes, Renee Juarez, completely, that is what people in Pennsylvania did not like about Oz, is that he's a New Jersey guy who moved to Pennsylvania a couple years ago, and they saw him as a carpetbagger. He's not from Pennsylvania. He's not one of us. Well, I'm not sure if Fetterman is one of us, meaning one of us who's like all there, I think he's part potato, if you know what I mean.
Basically, you want a 45-year-old, never worked in his day in his life, trust fund baby to represent coal miners, really.
Right.
Well done, Pennsylvania, you fucking retards.
Oh, we don't understand. We're like, he's a carpetbagger. He's not. He's a rich TV star. Although they like Republicans like Trump, but whatever. He's a rich TV star. He's not a working class guy like us Pennsylvanians. How stroke hit Fetterman sponged off his parents till he was 49.
Yep.
So Fetterman's never really had a day in his life or a job a day in his life.
Yeah.
And then he shows up with his hoodie and talks about how he's working class. I'm just one of y'all. Yins. I'm just one of yins. You know, just one of
40,
common people,
40,
not like this doctor.
Some dude in his 40s never worked a day in his life versus a doctor. You know who we're gonna have to represent us? The fucking 48-year-old dude who's never lived in his day in his life because he's a working man.
He'd never worked till he was 49, at which point I think is when he got involved in like politics stuff.
By the way, I have no respect for anyone who lives in Pennsylvania. You're all fucking retarded people. Fuck you people. You're dumb as hell.
Yeah.
You're stupider than Californians, which is borderline impressive.
Right. Fetterman grew up in a wealthy suburb. Not only did he grow up in a wealthy suburb of New York, of York, Pennsylvania, his parents financially supported him and his family for an entire 13 years that he was mayor of Braddock, a part-time job that paid him just $150 a year, until he was sworn in as lieutenant governor in 2019 at the age of 49. Yeah, apparently. Well, it's a mayoral job of a small town.
You mean a month?
No. Probably because he doesn't have. Probably because there's nothing to do.
So he basically got $10 a month.
Wait, again, because it's not an important job to be. It's like public service, literally public service in that case.
Why doesn't he just be a bodyguard?
Listen to this. In 2015 alone, his parents paid him $54,000 a year in salary. And so until he was 49, he was being paid by his parents to be mayor.
And you're gonna put that fucking thing into the Senate.
And it's supposed. I mean that's the working class guy. That's the working class dude. That's the working class dude. Or that's how they portrayed him, right?
That is.
By the way, he was not really sure he was going. I think he's also really surprised that he won, because he was all prepared to sue if he lost. I think we did bring this up last week, or is that he was going to sue over not allowing mail-in ballots that weren't filled in correctly, or had a wrong date on them. I mean, he is. Well, I guess he's going to drop the lawsuit, but he filed a lawsuit on last week. On Monday. So the day before the election, he filed a lawsuit that if they didn't count ballots that weren't filled in correctly, then I don't know. There was a problem with that, even though the Supreme Court already said, the Pennsylvania Supreme Court said, no, they have to be filled out right.
You know, I find it interesting that if this was of genuine concern to you, you would keep doing it. But the fact that you win and you drop, tell me you only wanted to use it as a way to win.
Well, let's see if he drops it now. What do you want to bet? He's
already been dropped too many fucking times on his head.
Well, that's for sure. Yeah. And also he early on, before he won, he was claiming there was going to be right early when the voting was showing, the polls were showing an early lead for Oz. I've got here the article. He said it was all because of changes to the voting system made by Republicans that were being unfair to him. Yeah, you think he's going to keep doing that stuff?
Do you see what I mean? All these people who said this shit, and then when it comes the other way around, it's like, oop, mum's the word.
Oh, great. Then it's fine. Fine.
Yeah. Is that
it's the same thing where I'm not going to get into it because we've been gone for a while, and I know you're getting tired, or I think you are, unless you want to talk about the... Well, yeah, there was like all these articles that was like, oh, if the it doesn't go our way, then it's proof of Russian hacking.
Yeah.
Et cetera.
If it does go your way, then is it also Russian hacking? Is the Russian switch side all of a sudden?
Right. Well, I do have I thought we'll end on a funny note then. How about this? I have a Babylon Bee article here just to end on the Fetterman note, since I did put him in the thumbnail. So, nation unsure whether to support party that runs brain damage candidates or party that loses to brain damage candidates. Big oof. Americans are doing. Oh, we have to read the article. I mean, the headline is hilarious. Good job, Babylon B. I like the headline. So, before we head out,
as funny as that is more of a slam dunk to the people of Pennsylvania rather than it is to Oz.
Oh, really? Yeah. I mean, I mean, geez, people in PA, what's going on?
Yeah, like
I said, I know he's a carpetbagger, or Oz is a carpetbagger. I'm no big fan of him either.
You see, like the thing of it is, this
the potato.
America, you have to understand, the world already thought you were unbelievably fucking dumb to vote for Biden, and then you get PA voting for this thing. Like, how do you double down on your level of retardation?
Yeah. Hasselhopper for 5 says demanding properly filled out ballots would suppress the vote of his fellow potato Americans. Very much on point. He is just looking out for his own. Understandably, the marginalized potato American.
I was gonna make a joke that I can't say now.
Anywho, Spoon is sleepy. Even I'm getting sleepy, although it's not even 7 o'clock here. But again, I'm still on UK time. So I'm gonna go hang out with my dad, probably, since I'm here visiting my family for probably see if I get another 40 minutes before they go to sleep too, or my dad and stepmom. It's cool to be back in the US, and I have a little bit more relaxing time here for a few days. But I will be working on finishing my video to the best of my capacity, guys. And I'll be back in the US back in the UK in a little over a week. So yeah. All right. Thank you guys so much for watching and tuning in and putting up with some of my more technical issues as I am away and visiting friends and family. It is nice to be back in the States. And
you could audition for Hills of Ice.
Yeah. What do you have any final takeaway? Do you have a final takeaway on the election outcomes and results? Spoon?
Democracy is gay and fucking terrible. And oh my god, did you Americans prove to the world that you are in fact the stupidest people on the face of the earth?
Well, I would say, I agree that this is surely
Middle
proof
America
that,
is Jesus fucking
proof
Christ.
that maybe that like we have some valid points about the democracy stuff, but I would say, if nothing else, America is the laughing stock
of the world
right now.
Yeah,
if just joke. Over this Fetterman thing. I mean, like, you elected a guy whose brain don't work, and now you've done it twice. You know? So that's why I find it kind of funny. If, like I said, in a Nero or a playing a fiddle as Rome burns kind of way.
Yeah,
but,
that is pretty much. Except I'm gonna do an electric guitar instead.
Yeah, you can play the electric guitar. Anyway, we'll see you guys next week. Thanks so much for tuning in. Love y'all, and bye-bye.
Cheerio.